Welcome back to episode 344 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
It's your friendly neighborhood hockey-loving goofballs. Welcome to the Gong Show.
Hello, hobby bros. How are you?
Hello.
It's kind of our first, like, quote unquote, normal show. If any show we do here is normal. Been quite the last couple weeks. Toronto back, a lot of stuff going on, and finally got home, settled in, and excited for today. We got a lot of great information. Anything to report, Phil?
No, I made it home safe. Drive home from the expo was nice. Took my time. Big accident on the highway.
Oh,
I avoided it. I got off, took the back roads. Actually, it was pretty nice. Take the old highway back home to Ottawa. And it snowed a lot while I was gone. So shutting down the season. That's it. That's all. Yeah.
No.
Did you stop at a gas station, go in for like a Slim Jim and meet the love of your life?
No, I stopped at En Routes on the beginning of my trip. I used the washroom and I grabbed a coffee. I grabbed a caffeinated coffee. So I was listening to podcasts all jacked up driving home. It's fantastic. Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
It was good to get back in a routine, even though I have to develop a new routine for the winter.
I like the whole en route thing. I wish we had that kind of concept here in Minnesota. It's very convenient and nice.
It's thoughtful. It's every 70 kilometers, I believe. It's very thoughtful.
Baba Louie, what's new with you?
Nothing. Gotta get back into the swing of things here. It's been kind of, I wouldn't say on cruise control, easy peasy, but here we are back into a banger of a show. Cards are scattered everywhere still, though, since I got back, driving me nuts. Top loader binder things driving me nuts because I got to pull everything out to rearrange, put stuff in.
Yeah, Louis struggling. I was just at his house like a half hour ago picking up Rip Party cards, which we'll talk about in a second. And he was, I don't know, complaining, but he was one of the fallbacks of, or drawbacks maybe, of being part of the TLBG is that you get your binder all spiffy and ready and you love it. And then you pick up a new card and sometimes you have to like take all your cards out again and do it again. So I think Phil, you are the gang leader of whatever gang leaders go. What do they call gang? Like the Grand Poobah, the chief, the BMOC of the top loader binder gang. How do you manage that? Or do you just have to love the process of constantly reorganizing your top loader binder?
You come to me on my daughter's wedding day and you ask me for this favor from the Dawn Collector. So yeah, it's tough. So two things can happen. If you're in Louis' shoes, I like that part. I like taking them all out and putting them back in. I'm a big fan. That does not stress me out. I enjoy that. But saying that, I do understand how that's working hard, not smart. The only advice I can give you, good listener, is you have to foreshadow the cards that will be coming into that binder. For example, I have a very empty second binder of Crosby. There's probably like 15 cards in the whole thing, and it fits like 248 because that binder will be full in my lifetime, and I planned them out. So if it's O-Pee-Chee Platinum, I only want the emeralds and the golds. No orange checkers. Sorry, Louis. No orange checkers. So my binder is situated that way. And the worst is when you do it that way and you're one card off. That son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But
You got to redo everything.
You got to redo everything. So it is with great things comes some poopy things, and that is one of the poopier things.
I think I had a really crappy top loader binder. It was one of the bigger ones, but
was it a 9-sheet, the 9-page, Louis?
Yeah, but what happened?
Okay. I like the 4s.
Yeah, that's all I have now. But in that one, I kept cards in, cards out, in, out. I'd eventually start ripping them damn little pages,
Yeah,
tabs, and then even with the smaller ones now, you go and rearrange it, and you want to stick a card into a slot you pulled out, but that card had a 180 jammed into it, so you put your little one in there, and it just kind of goes whoop, whoop, whoop.
Stretches it all out. Been there, done that too. These are, I think, what they call first world problems.
Yeah. Anything in our hobby is first world problems. You spend $1 on a hockey card, your life should be pretty good, right? Yeah.
I think we need to launch the TLBG 3-ring binder replacement page, different thickness card page gang
Yeah, I don't like I don't know. I agree, Louis. It is much better, but there's something about the fixed page, the permanency of it.
When is the Hobby Trapper Keeper going to come back, where we take a book out of the late 80s, early 90s and create like a hybrid sort of system? All right, enough on the TLBG. A few announcements before we get started. Have to start out wishing our very good friend and Gong Show contributor, Neil, a very healthy and speedy recovery today.
Oh, yeah, his hip.
Yes, today, Monday.
Oh, okay, that's why I did said. I was like, I missed the alarm. Okay.
Neil's getting his wheel fixed, and it's a good thing. It's been a long time coming. He was in a lot of pain at the expo, but the true degenerate collector he delayed his surgery until after the expo. I love that about Neil. So Neil, we are thinking about you. We love you very much. And I'm actually very happy for him, because when you saw how much pain he's been in, I believe, as scary as going under the knife can be, of course, for anyone, I believe that this will be a life-changing event for him. So very much looking forward to him being a little bit more mobile going forward.
You'll wake up, Neil. Don't worry. I have full faith you'll wake up. And if you don't, we'll visit you. We'll read you stories. We'll get you a good nurse.
Neil the vegetable.
Yeah.
Okay. So while I started the show saying this was our first kind of normal podcast in a few weeks, well, we're going to go back to the abnormal on Thursday's show, but for a very special, fun, and exciting reason. I was like, Phil's chest hair region was on YouTube. I got very distracted for a second.
For you. A whole lot of man for you.
In place of our normal podcast, Phil is feverishly working on finishing up the editing on our Jason Mashera, who's the president of Upper Deck. We had an amazing night with him on the Thursday night of the Toronto Sport Card Expo. There were cameras, many of them, and I just cannot wait for everyone to see it. I think it'll be fun, entertaining. You'll get to see Jason in a new light, and he answered every hobby question we have.
But I've thought of questions since then. That's the problem. When's round 2? Well, it all depends how round 1 goes, right? So a lot of pressure over here. Oh my God.
And it was, we don't know what the final length of the interview / hangout / fun time will be, but it was about 2.5 hours of recorded information. And so we wanted to give that its own spotlight and room to breathe. And so we thought it best that will be our podcast on Thursday. And like I said, I'm very, very excited for people that collect and love this hobby and care about Upper Deck to get the opportunity to see Jason in this setting.
A very humanized setting. There was no mystery that evening, right? We broke bread together. You don't break bread with another man, and it was nothing. So
yeah. Well, I asked you, Phil, the other day how it's going, and I haven't seen anything, and I don't think Louis has either. It's kind of a mystery, but Phil said we are giant idiots. So it's like, what else?
2.5 hours, but it's going to be a 14-minute video. There's some bad things. If I'm Jason, I'd be like, they did not ask me. No, they did. There's a lot of silly there. It makes for some good content, but the point of the video will be to humanize the big boss of Upper Deck, and I don't have to work hard to do that at all. He did that himself. And he answered every question, and I will try to make the video as efficient and clean as possible. And it's not going to be your regular Phil crazy video. It's going to be about Jason answering good questions and us having a good night. That's it.
And him making fun of us in very smart and actually hilarious ways. So I think that was my favorite memory from the night. Very much looking forward to that. Thank you, Phil, for all the hard work you're doing there. Rip Party 2 update. It's over, but we have not yet sent out the winner. That's happening this week. We did a lot of work to get our ducks in a row to make the shipping process seamless. We got all of our shipping materials finally in here for the U.S. And Phil's going to be sending them out in Canada. I'm going to be sending them out in the U.S. Those will go out this week. So thank you very much to everybody who's been patiently waiting. We just needed to get back and get settled in and wanted to do it properly. And so those will go out this week.
Did you hear the new news though? Canada Post is threatening to go on strike tomorrow again.
Ooh,
No,
surprise!
no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Oh.
They're not. I mean, they probably are, but I didn't hear anything. No, we're good for this week.
Perma strike is what we need to call it. Very quickly, want to mention on Reloaded 2, we did again sell out at the Sport Card Expo. We are planning the next, because I've been asked about this, early December for the next Gongshow Reloaded. I actually went around and bought a bunch of cards for it with our buyer. It was so I guess blame me if you don't like the cards. But we'll give more updates as we get closer to the date. Again, there will be a full checklist. We'll have pictures of every card this time, and it should have a ton of bangers. So very, very excited for that.
Yeah.
Phil, you had a huge show on Friday nights with Phil. And
I don't like.
Why do
I
you
don't
recap
like
it?
Picture of, can we retire that? I'm a 44-year-old man. I do not like being on those thumbnails like that.
Well, you got to stop doing that then.
Well, Josh asked me to. That picture's from a year ago. That's unfair.
Yeah,
True.
you took the picture yourself and sent it to me.
I took it. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But
All's fair.
I don't know why I sent that. I don't know. Just delete it. I'm a grown man. I don't want to look like that. That's ridiculous.
I love. Well, now you know how you know me, so now I'm going to use it all the time. No, okay. But come on, you opened up Fleer Retro. Talk about.
Oh yeah, Friday. What was the question? You want me to talk about what we did last Friday?
Recap the show
okay,
in case somebody hasn't seen it.
So last Friday was very special. My friends Dave, California Dave, and Troy LaCastro. Do we have a nickname for Troy?
New Troy.
New Troy, yes, for new Troy. Yeah, I like that. And they hung out with me, and I won't sugarcoat it. I paid $2,000 for a hockey card box.
And you got it, which is like half off.
Yeah. So those boxes are almost half off. From the guy I bought it from, he usually sells them for $3,500, but I think he sells them more to entrepreneurs or questionable entrepreneurs. I am not an entrepreneur in our hobby. I am a goofball. So he sold me the box because he knew I was going to open it, and I did. And I opened it, and we had technical difficulties because my computer is a piece of poo, but that's okay. I'm getting a new computer on Tuesday.
Ooh.
And I made do. I mean, it's a pretty small box. It's one insert per pack. So I just did the old classic, showed it to my webcam. And there's not many Fleer Retro 2012-13 box rips on the internet. So now I'm part of that prestigious club. Prestigious? I don't know. And I have a second box.
Either works.
Yes.
You picking up what I'm putting down? Yeah, thanks, boys. And I've decided my second box, because I have two. It's right here. I'm going to open it at Christmas on camera, not privately, because I want to redeem myself with the camera stuff. So stay tuned. In about a month and a half, I'll open up the second box, and we're hunting for the Crosby Green PMG. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it was fun. And anytime you get to watch an iconic box like that get open, you can't pass it up. Even if you don't love the Fleer Retro set, like I do, and Phil and Baba Louie probably to some degree, it's so rare that you, like you said, you never get to even see it. And so it's, I think, interesting from that.
Got to respect the Fleer. If you don't like the Fleer, that's fine, but you got to respect it.
All right, a couple more updates and we'll get going. GP Sports Cards is the official breaking partner of the Hockey Cards Gongshow. You want to head to gpsportcards.com today to get your spots for Wednesday, which is the next big release day, as we have 25-26 Black Diamond coming out. You can also look for GP Sports Card streams on Whatnot. Go ahead and bookmark them there. They do weekly streams as well. And then finally, if your collection is bloated or you need to move some big cards, maybe for your next PC acquisition, then sell them to Grant. He's always buying. Hit him up on Instagram or set up a time to talk. Also want to mention PCI, Private Collection Insurance, who's, again, they're the official security blanket for our show. And we got to see Enzo at the expo, which was always, of course, nice. He was at Rip Party as well. Phil, you're going to go back soon to Enzo's office and finalize the policy for your PC.
Two things I'd like to bring up. Hanging out with Enzo a little bit, like we're getting to know each other, right? He's a great man. I mean, I know
very nice guy,
a really good dude. He's a guy's guy. I'll be very blunt and honest. He really doesn't care if you get insurance or not. Doesn't give a crap. He's just such a very easy spoken, casual, knowledgeable collector in our hobby. He's 100% one of us. He's not the biggest hockey guy, but as Louis knows, he's a massive F1 guy. He's a massive collectibles guy. You are in I can say this with all my heart. You are in very good hands. Just have a chat with him. Honestly, that's what you're going to talk to. Just talk to him.
Yeah, you might not get the F1 team right. You know, he's not completely perfect except for insurance. He's good at that, but picking an F1 team just because it's your name doesn't mean you got to like him.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
he
okay.
has to like it for if he announces that, okay, hi, my name is Enzo Ferrari. I love F1. Who's your favorite team? Mercedes. I mean,
Chevrolet.
Why not? Chevrolet. Saab. That's my favorite. Saab.
Saab.
All right. Oh, and he shared with me there's a couple instances from the expo that were very juicy around like card security and theft and stuff like that. And then there's some stuff going on in the hobbyverse out there too, where we're going to have him back on the show very soon to talk about. So I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, if you're in Canada, don't wait for something bad to happen. Reach out to Endzone team at PCI at privatecollectioninsurance.com. Do yourself a favor, set up a time to speak with them and see what a policy would look like for you. And like Louis said, there's no pressure that comes with it. He just presents you how it works, how it gives you a huge peace of mind and what the cost is. And then you get to make the choice. So don't know why you wouldn't do it. Lastly, before we get started, a reminder that our show, this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast. What that means is we rely on the support and blessings of listeners and watchers like yourself to help us cover show expenses, continue to produce more and better hockey card content, like our Jason Mashra video that you'll see on Thursday, and then fund initiatives, even in a small way, to grow the hockey hobby. If you want to support us, if you want to join our crew, it's very easy to do. Just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or you can just go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, search for Hockey Cards Gongshow. There's a link in the show description in both YouTube and podcast apps. Baba Louie, crazy amount of new friends, new people that joined the Discord, new supporters since our last show. I will let you give them a little shout out.
Bunch of new gongers. So we'll start off with Shaq, joined the $9.99 FWGs. After
that, Shaquille O'Neal? No, it's spelled different.
No, it's Shaq Snack Attack.
Snack Attack Shaq.
Shaq Fu.
Then next up, Steph joined the club.
Yay, guy or girl, you think? Let's go, girl.
But then we have Crazy 8. Crazy 8 in the house.
It's weird we don't have more Crazy 8s. Isn't that a gangster's name in Breaking Bad or something? Ocho Loco or something?
I don't know. Don't remember.
Then Mike. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining.
Who's next? John?
The Baptist?
No.
What?
No. But your next guest
That's
would
why
have
we
been
can't
Little
have
Vest.
birthdays.
Little Vest would have been your next guest.
Little Vest, nice.
And then the name I needed help with because the first initial just threw me off. S. Herschel 33.
Scherschel.
Scherschel. Seashells by the Scherschel shore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
If anybody is not in Discord, please reach out to me, and you can do it via Patreon or message the show, and we'll get you the invite link. All right, Louis, what's the game plan for today?
Ooh, awesome game plan. Excited to get into this. So starting off with get to know your Hall of Famers. Getting back on track here. Then it's Who's Hot and the Struggle Bus. After that, we got some hobby news. Then it's, oh my gosh, what is this? I had to dig this one out from the basement. What puts the poo on Phil's shoe?
Now, to my defense, Josh made it. There's no poo on my shoe. Josh is like, oh, there's poo on Phil's shoe.
There's poo.
You begged me to go back to poo on Phil's shoe. You begged. It was pathetic. You cried. There was like snot bubbles. I just gave it.
I'm not a snot. I'm not a waxy guy. I've never made snot bubbles. No.
You have.
Then we're gonna get into some new product releases. You know, one of my favorites.
Yeah, we're all really we're riveting with excitement for this one.
Then it's the Gongshow Mailbag, and we will finish up with a few personal pickups.
Thank you, Baba Louie. Well, let's get back to our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. What we are attempting to do is profile and put a spotlight on every single Hockey Hall of Fame player. We started with the very first Hall of Fame class in 1945 and have since been working our way to the present day. Today, We're on the last player from the 1964 class, Babe Siebert. Babe Siebert. Anyone familiar?
No.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Are you lying?
I'm always lying usually.
I'm always.
We know that
I'm
about
always-
you. Well, let's learn about Babe. Babes, here we go. Charles Albert Babe Siebert lived from 1904 until passing away at the age of just 35 years old in 1939. He was born in Plattsville, Ontario, and passed away in Lake Huron.
Plattsville.
During his career, Babe stood at 5'10", weighed 182 pounds. Siebert played left wing and defense and was a left-hand shot. In a professional career that lasted from 1925 until 1939, he played for the Montreal Maroons, the New York Rangers, Boston Bruins, and Montreal Maroons again. Well,
I got a question.
yeah. No, it was the Canadiens after that.
Okay,
Sorry.
Well, yeah, I didn't know, so I left that one out and forgot to re-ask you. My next real question though is, are you gonna get into the how did he pass away in Lake Huron?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I am. Yeah. But good question, though, because it is germane to the topic. Babe Siebert won the Stanley Cup in 1926 with the aforementioned Montreal Maroons. He began his career as a forward, but switched to defense in the latter part of his career due to declining production in his game. Here's the thing, though. So his game really started to slip, and they needed to do something. So they moved him from forward to defense, and it actually, he took off from there. It created a whole second act to his career. So after becoming a defenseman, he played 6 more years, was an all-star 3 times, and even won the Hart Trophy as the
Wow.
NHL MVP in 1937. When Babe retired following the 1939 season, he was named the head coach of the Montreal Canadiens. To your question, Louis, tragically, he would never coach a game with the team after passing away in a drowning accident in Lake Huron prior to the 1939-40 NHL season.
Oh,
Very sad.
Not that I want to be morbid,
Fishing,
but any
scuba
more
diving?
details about, like, did he just go swimming and not come back up? A boat accident?
Now
Nothing,
he's
eh?
drinking or what? I don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
probably. It's Ray Emery styles there.
In 1964, Siebert was posthumously inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Okay, why should you care about Babe Siebert? In 1925-26, Babe Siebert broke into the NHL with the Montreal Maroons as a rugged, high-energy left winger, immediately earning a reputation for relentless forechecking. Despite playing limited minutes as a rookie, he contributed 8 goals and 10 points in 30 games. Impressive for a first-year power forward in the low-scoring 1920s. By 1926-27 season, he formed the legendary S-line with Nels Stewart and Hooley Smith, one of the most feared trios of the decade. Wonder if they had a t-shirt about that. The line combined scoring with bruising physicality, and Siebert was often the first player into the corners, creating space for Stewart's finishing ability. By 1927-28, he broke out offensively with 21 goals and 31 points in 40 games, finishing among the NHL's top scorers while collecting over 100 penalty minutes, rare two-way production at a time when scoring leaders usually were finesse players. Siebert helped the Maroons capture the 1926 Stanley Cup, playing a pivotal, grinding role in the playoffs. Over his early postseason appearances, he added 7 points in 9 games, often matching up against opponents' best lines and swinging momentum with physical shifts. In 1929-30, as rule changes opened up scoring league-wide, Siebert remained one of the NHL's most intimidating power forwards, tallying 15 goals and finishing near the top of the league in penalty minutes. His blend of heavy hitting and scoring touch made him a nightmare matchup for defenses. During the 1931-32 season, a blockbuster multiplayer trade sent him to the New York Rangers. With New York, Siebert shifted into more of a two-way role, helping the Rangers post one of the league's stingiest defensive seasons and reached the semifinals with his physical presence, stabilizing their middle six. By 1932-33, he was dealt again, this time to the Boston Bruins, in a major move designed to boost Boston's toughness. His arrival gave the Bruins a badly needed physical spark, and coach Art Ross recognized Siebert's adaptability almost immediately. In 1933-34, Ross made the bold decision to convert Siebert from forward to defense. Despite having spent nearly a decade up front, Siebert's blend of mobility, strength, and positional smarts made him an instant natural. He quickly became one of Boston's most trusted defenders, taking key penalty kill shutdown assignments. His first year on defense saw him log heavy minutes against elite scorers like Howie Morenz and R.L. Joliot. His transition was so seamless that he finished among the league leaders in ice time and earned praise for transforming Boston's entire defensive identity. In 1934-35, Siebert earned his first NHL All-Star team selection as a defenseman, an almost unheard of feat for a player who had only recently switched positions. His bruising but disciplined play helped Boston become one of the league's hardest teams to score against. He repeated the feat in 1935-36, earning a second straight first All-Star honor. This cemented his status as one of the NHL's premier defensive anchors, with opponents frequently commenting that Siebert was among the most physically dominant blue liners they faced. The 1936-37 campaign was arguably the finest of his career. He appeared in all 48 games, posting 19 points, again, impressive for a defenseman in the dead puck era, while logging enormous minutes in every situation. His leadership and shutdown play earned him a third straight first All-Star nod. That same 36-37 season, he won the Hart Trophy as the NHL MVP, becoming the only defenseman of the entire 1930s to receive the award. Voters highlighted his unmatched value to the Bruins, crediting him for transforming their defensive structure and providing elite two-way stability. For the 1937-38 season, he was acquired by the Montreal Canadiens, where he was immediately named team captain, a reflection of his league-wide respect even on a rebuilding Habs squad. Siebert stood out, earning a second-team All-Star selection while mentoring younger players and stabilizing Montreal's blue line. His Hall of Fame legacy deepened after his tragic accidental drowning in August 1939 at the age of 40. The NHL had a benefit game for his family attended by stars from every team and era, a testament to his impact. He was officially inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1964 and remembered as one of the extremely rare players to achieve elite status as a top power forward and a Norris caliber defenseman.
Good job, Josh. So
crazy he was traded so much with how good he was.
Yeah, I'm going to come across as a total jerk here, but is a lot of the people we've talked about have had at least one or two defining moments in the game of hockey. It doesn't feel like Charles here had a single or double defining moment. It sounds like he lived a very beefy hockey career. Now, I guess what I'm getting to is, this is going to sound so terrible. Do you think he got inducted in the Hall of Fame because he died young, and that's a big part of it? Or do you think, like,
no,
you know what I'm saying? I'll say the part that no one wants to say, but it sounds like he had a great career. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I understand he was the only defenseman to win the Hart Trophy in the 30s. I get that. But did that add to it, right? The tragicness, I mean, we're all human. We have emotions. We make decisions based on our emotions. Do you think that had a play in it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, well, it's kind of like, let's say like Louis' guy, Nico Hischier, who's like 8 years into his career, switches to defense and wins the Hart Trophy and Norris Trophy. That would be, I think that's the most memorable part about Babe Siebert. I don't know if it's the most significant to the history of hockey, but I think that does make it unique. It is rare to completely change and I picked Hischier because he's like known as like a great two-way forward. It would have had to be somebody with that ilk. But
do you think Johnny Gaudreau should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame?
No.
Exactly, right? It's a tough conversation, and it's
love Johnny Gaudreau, love him, and we'll get, there's a mailbag question kind of about
I know. We're getting
we'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, let's look at the Babe Siebert hobby market real quick. So his rookie card is in 1933, which means it's in multiple sets because there were 4 or 5 sets in 1933. One of those cards is the 1933 O-Pee-Chee Series A. And if you're watching on YouTube, we're looking at a PSA 8 copy, which is the highest seller. It went for $4,563 this past February. If you don't love this design, you could choose the 1933 Canadian Gum V252 set. The PSA 6 we're looking. Now this says the tear up bottom. It looks like this one's intact. So
this is this is probably my favorite older card. Like
Really?
the 33. Well, I sound like I know what I'm talking about vintage here, but it makes my eyes look the happiest, Josh. I like
Eyes
this card.
get happy.
Yeah.
Card is pretty.
Isn't this like Jeremy Lee's baseball one? Isn't that kind of like the same style?
No,
No.
Okay.
that's like
No.
that other card he bought.
Oh.
And we're looking at a PSA 6 that sold. It's a high seller. It went for 2027 US in March 2021. You could also go with the V 129 1933 anonymous set. This is the less pretty on eyes card. Highest seller is a PSA 6, sold for 797 US dollars in November of 2015. So probably pretty rare. And then the last Babe Siebert will feature the 1933 Worldwide Gum V 357. The raw copy we're looking at is the highest seller. It went for 160 US dollars in May of 2022. And then I picked one more Plain Days card just because I think it's cool. It's the 1937 O-Pee-Chee Series E, card number 150. Has sold for much as 770 US dollars. We're looking at a PSA 7 in January of 2020. And there are a few more Babe Siebert Plain Days cards. There's like Type 1 photo. Remember, the 30s and 40s got a little weird when it came to cards versus like matchbooks and stuff like that. I would say if you want to see the spectrum of what's available, go to TCDB and you can check that out. That, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Babe Siebert.
Nice job. Nice job.
Good.
Why do the cards in the 30s look cooler than the ones in the 50s? Like the 51 Parky, right? A little baby card. Then you get that 33 card, which is 20 years before. Looks better. My opinion.
Well, I think they're photos, and you've stated that you prefer photos of the players to drawings. Hello, my name is Solomon. I'd like to do my drawings.
Artist renditions. I do not agree with your rendition.
Who's hot in the struggle bus week 5 already in the 25-26 NHL season? We're roughly like a quarter of the way almost through the year. Time flies, man. Holy moly. And it's time for our weekly look at who's hot and who's riding the bus of struggle. We've each picked a player for both categories, and I'll kick us off this week with my pick for who's hot. I had to go with Cutter Gauthier, who, of course, had a ton of talent coming into his NHL career. We did a profile on him a number of months ago. But then there's also an equal amount of awkwardness, too, as he shunned Philly. Didn't want to play there. Wouldn't meet with John LeClair when he came to visit him in college. That was a bold move. And then basically forced a trade, landed him in Anaheim. And now the Young Ducks forward seems to be finding his NHL groove in his second year.
Can you hold on, pause? What happened with John LeClair? I didn't know that.
So when he made it known that, and he was still, this isn't a joke. I can never remember if he was a Boston College or Boston University guy.
Okay.
He made it known while he was still in college, he was not signed with Philly.
Why?
And they sent LeClair up to college to try to meet with them and smooth things out, and he wouldn't meet him.
Well, that's from dad or mom. That's
a bold move.
Yeah,
man.
that's a parental thing. I would look in the home for that. I mean,
I wouldn't call LeClair an NHL legend, but a really good, respected
Legion of Doom. Come on, Montreal Canadian in his early career as well. That's a little peculiar.
He flies up to meet with you, and you're like, "No, I'm good."
Man.
That's
not a kid. That's coming from mom or dad somehow, or grandpa. Who knows?
Yeah.
He was a BC boy.
Okay, thank you. So, but in the past 2 weeks, Gauthier has 6 goals, 5 apples for 11 points in 8 games played, giving the 21-year-old 12 goals, 9 assists for 21 points in 18 games. He's also a +8 on the season so far, averaging 17 minutes, 42 seconds time on ice, up from just over 14 minutes last season. Already taken 80 shots in 18 games. And he's currently generating roughly 2.34 goals per 60 minutes and 14.51 shots per 60 minutes, which rates him around the 100th percentile in shot volume per minute in the NHL.
He's Swedish?
His dad was a professional player, and I think he was Canadian, but born in Sweden while his dad was there playing. So
where is the motherland for him? Is it Canada?
I if I remember correctly, and somebody can comment, I believe he has dual national citizenship.
I wonder who he's got the Canadian name, right? Goat-Che.
Yeah.
So
and yeah, 12 goals in 18 games. I don't know, it's pretty dang strong for a guy who hasn't had a little overshadowed by some Celebrini and Hudson at all. He has been playing on the Ducks second line with Mason McTavish and rookie Bennett Seneke. Also on their first power play unit. Last week, Gauthier scored his 32nd goal in his 100th game with the Ducks. And only Paul Correa and Bobby Ryan scored more goals with the team in their first 100 games. So
impressive.
No. And the other thing, you start to look at the young core on this Ducks team with Leo Carlson, Mason McTavish, and now maybe Seneke. Pretty nice group of young players. I'd be very excited if I was a Ducks fan and have hope for the future, I think, at this point.
Sick uniform, too. That adds.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Love it. They picked I'm a color guy, and they picked the perfect orange.
We need more color. The Nordiques and Hartford jerseys, the game a couple weeks ago, that just showed like this brutalist, less is more thing. Blech. Colors, good. Back to the primary colors. That's what kids like, right? I mean, the bright orange,
the most
bright blue.
Emotive. Yeah. Cutter Gauthier is a 24-25 Young Guns. PSA 10 pop of just 278. Low. Maybe it's because it has just a 29% gem rate. Last sold for $203 on November 12th. Check this out, though. Up 120% in the past month. A month ago, these were going for about $90.
Wow.
And if you go back a month before that, you could have got them for about 85. So the hobby market is responding to his hot start. So maybe a little bit momentum brewing for Cutter Gauthier. Louis, who's your pick for who's hot?
My pick for who's hot, I went with Alex DeBrincat. I started off with Dylan Larkin, and then I started reading some things and made a quick switch. It's for good reason.
You should have just done Austin Matthews too. I made it a Phil.
Just throw Matthews as you round it off as your third.
Danny Healy do a tribute.
Could have. So after watching a few of these games, though, I did come up with saying, yes, he's putting the puck in the net. He's shooting and he's creating things out on the ice, and he's also finishing. And he's in this rare gear, I called it. I'm calling him, he's in the Gretzky gear where he knows where the puck's going to be and just gets himself into the right places, it seems like lately.
Hockey IQ.
Yeah.
I prefer Gretzky gear to hockey IQ, but yeah, you're right.
Gretzky gear. Yeah. So over his last 8 games, he's put up 5 goals and 10 points, including 4 of those goals were power play goals. The big contributor is that he's had multiple games now with 5 or more shots. Josh, I know you mentioned shots. I'm mentioning them again here. Phil, after your pick, I'm going to mention something about these 3 guys with shots. It just kind of blew me away. He's averaging almost 4.5 shots per night over his last 10 games. He has fired away 73 shots on goal through just 18 games this season, ranking 4th in the entire NHL in total shots, which when I wrote this last night, that wasn't right. I think he's like 5th or 6th now. But
okay.
On the season, Mr. Alex DeBrincat has 8 goals, 12 assists, 20 points in 18 games. Yes, he's a -4, but that's other factors that we can get in deeper if we ever do a Detroit Red Wings deep dive on their D. But he's consistently been on the team's top line where he is frequently playing with Dylan Larkin and Lucas Raymond. So he's got there's a lot of firepower up there. He's a 2017 Young Guns with a PSA 10 pop of 885 and a gem rate of 43%. His last sale was on the 13th of this month for, wait for it, 42 USD. Over the past month, his card has been steady, though, averaging around 57 US. Over the past 3 months, though, it did take a 25% hit, falling from his high of $76 to this last $42 sale.
DeBrincat. I have a
DeBrincat.
comment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's something we maybe have not referenced enough on our show about players like DeBrincat, and I'll see if you guys agree. I think he's a guy that falls into the category where it's like a key element of greatness that a lot of these guys are missing is consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Where this is the type of stretch that gets you all thinking about all the good, warm thoughts about Alex DeBrincat again. And it's a little bit of like the Matt Boldy thing with the Wild. And then, Phil, he played for your team, you watched him, and then it's like, oh my God, this guy's amazing. And then he does the Houdini and
disappears like a fart in the wind. All like 8 to 12 games. You're like, oh, he's not hurt. He's playing. Oh my goodness. It just shows you how the greats are consistent. And that to me is what makes a player epic and legendary. They bring it day in, day out. All the memes, all the cheesy sayings. If you don't feel like it, you're having a bad day, you still got to bring it. And that's what a legend does in sports. They bring it all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's underrated almost, right? That element of how important consistency is. And there's so many guys that have immense talent, but can't consistently, for whatever reason, produce.
Correct.
Phil, who did you pick for who's hot?
All right, who's hot? I picked J-Rob, Jason Robertson. Nice. And felt it was very deserving. So in his last 5 games, Jason Robertson has had 9 points, 3 goals, and 6 assists. Against my Ottawa Senators, he put up a 3-point night. He had a goal and 2 assists, and including the power play goal that tied it. It was really good, really flashy. Not too flashy, but very good goal. Dallas came back to win that game 3-2 as well. And he stood out to me. Stood out, jerk. Then he goes into Montreal and he drops another 3 points with 2 goals and 1 assist. And they beat down the Habs 7-0. That's 6 points in 2 games. Most of this production isn't cheap secondary stuff either, though. He's been cooking on the power play. Over the last 5 games, he has 4 power play points. He's averaging around 18 and a half minutes a game as well. Not too bad. I mean, he's not even plus 20. So I guess the coach trusts him, but not too much. He has 4+ minutes on the power play as well. He's averaging. Earlier this month, there was a little bit of a panic because he went through 7 games without a goal. So I'm really happy J-Rob's doing good. And speaking of that consistency thing, we'll see if he can keep that up. But in his last couple of outings, he's really snapped out of it with 3 goals and 2 games in his last 2 games. And up on the year, he's up to 6. So he's getting up there. 14 assists, 20 points on 10 power play points in 18 games on the season, which puts him right around the top 25 in NHL scoring. So don't count him out quite yet. He's still pretty good. His PSA, I had to whip it up here quick. It's averaging around $89.13. So it's gone down a lot. I do not have the last sale. I'm not prepared for that. And I actually don't know how to look that up. But he's averaging around $90 for a PSA 10. That's pretty low. Pretty low.
You do have a card letter subscription. I'll teach you how to do it.
I don't know how to navigate very well. Yeah, I'm not good on it.
I'll be your card letter Yoda.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, but that's my pick for the who's hot of the week?
Yeah, who's hot? I feel like he should be more popular in the hobby than he is. And we've talked around the reasons, but it still feels like, and really it's kind of weird that there isn't a bigger hobby star in Dallas, given how good of a team they are.
I thought the nationality thing, he's half Filipino and he's visible, right? I thought that would be a big, I mean, there's a lot.
Yeah, it should be a reason to be more popular than not, I would think. But
in Ottawa and Canada, I mean, there's a lot of Southeast Asians and very Canadianized and different generations here. I thought he'd be like the golden boy, you know? Guess not.
Well, here's my follow-up then to all of us touched on shots. So out of our top 3 guys, they fall in the top 4 right now this year of total shots on goal. McKinnon leads it with 82 shots. Actually, he's tied with J-Rob. Those 2 are tied with 82 shots. Cutter's sitting at 80 shots on goal, and then DeBrincat follows at number 4 at 73. So
wasn't it Brent Gretzky that once said you miss every shot you don't take? Wasn't that him, Brent?
I think it was Wayne.
Nah, it's Brent. Okay. There she is, boys. The struggle bus, right on time. Yeah, it's a rickety piece of crap, but it's never late. I almost put Phil, or not Phil, Louis' guy. I almost tempted the wrath of Louis and put Nico Heischer, who's struggled mightily lately. But then I completely came to my senses, and I had to go with our good old boy, Jack Hughes.
Oh, you picked Jack Hughes? You're horrible. That's not his fault.
I did. And where do we
All
even
right.
start with Jack
Yeah,
Hughes?
pick a man when he's bleeding on the ground. You got it.
Who's
Go ahead.
off to another spectacular start to the season. And well, what have we been saying about him over the past 3 weeks now? If only he can stay healthy. But I get it though. The NHL is full of big, strong, hard hitters. The pace of the game only continues to increase. And, in fairness, I guess injuries can sometimes be inevitable, especially during the most harrowing crunch time moments, like at a team dinner when your finger gets cut by shards of glass being, I guess, broken by a waiter trying to refill water, is the story I'm gathering. He's going to miss 8 weeks after having finger surgery. 8 weeks because he cut his fingy at dinner with, I think, the Frank the Tank guy from Barstool.
Poop happens. It's called a freak accident.
What?
That's what.
Yeah. He's the Byron Buxton of the NHL. And if you're not a baseball fan, let me explain. Byron Buxton is the Twins' sensational outfielder who also gets hurt constantly, can never be healthy. And very similarly, in a way, 2 years ago, or 3 maybe now, Buxton famously went on the DL after chipping his tooth eating a steak.
Not supposed to chew the bone, Buxton.
I don't know. Yeah. So is this not the most Hughes thing ever, though, at this point?
No, hold on. Back to baseball. I'm sorry. Chip tooth or not, you're on the DL? What?
Yeah, you went on the DL.
Dude, I go to work with the flu. Most people go to work with a fever. I mean, you shouldn't, but you have to if you got to pay your bills. A chipped tooth and you got to take time off?
Yeah.
Does that
a
make any
hockey
sense
player
to anybody?
loses all their teeth and misses a shift. And Buxton went on the 15-day DL for a steak eating injury to his mouth.
Yeah. Well,
Pretty resilient, eh?
Yeah. Well, he's a guy that always makes the spectacular outfield catch, but runs into the wall and then misses the next 6 weeks because of it. That's his MO.
All for the gram.
Well, if you're Jack Hughes, dinner is dangerous. It not only, of course, hurts the Devils, it also puts his Olympic status in jeopardy, too.
He's fine.
Team USA now looking good with the, again, oft-injured Chuck brothers, and now Jack Hughes going down.
He'll be back.
A little rosier for Team Canada there, Phil.
You'll have all three. I'm
going to state my case again. I'm a Jack Hughes fan. I would love to see this guy play a full season in his prime, and he's just getting there. The 24-year-old star forward has made it to 70 games once in 7 years.
Yep.
7
One
years?
time.
Oh, my God. That's
one time.
Terrible. And
before the injury this season, he had 10 goals and 20 points in 17 games. So again, it was another. That's what he does. Fantastic start. So I don't know. He had to be riding the struggle bus for. Yeah, there you go. For a dinner injury, missing 8 weeks, and having surgery. Jack Hughes, the 2019-20 Young Guns, PSA 10 pop 5,990, very close to 6,000. A whopping 73% gem rate, last sold for $171 US on November 14th, down 8% in the past 2 weeks, up 10% still, though, in the past 3 months. 52-week high, 229 USD, and 52-week low, 115. So let's see what happens over these next few weeks. Babalu, who do you pick?
I went with what I thought was going to be the old Washington Capitals savior, Connor McMichael. Well, through 17 games, McMichael has managed only 1 goal and 4 points. In his last 10, he has just 2 points total. And, in the last 10, he has 2 points total. And he's got a -2 rating that reflects the fact that obviously something isn't working there. His season totals aren't hot. either in 18 games, 2 goals, 4 assists, 6 points, and he's a -1. Now, his shooting, here we go back to the shooting thing again. Dried up. He has 31 shots on goal and is only hitting the net 3.2% of the time. Lately, he's just getting barely above, like 1.112 shots on game average each outing. So
Is he shooting with his eyes closed, or how do you?
I don't know. I don't know. It's been just a rough go. So
He needs to change his name to Chaz.
Chaz
Chaz
McMichael.
Michaels.
I like that.
He's gone long stretches without generating any high danger chances. So, he needs to get himself into those dangerous areas and start grinding something out. I think of Parisi in these situations, getting himself in front, getting beat up a little bit, getting him into those high
The dirty
danger
areas, Louis. The dirty.
Something's got to change. He was to be one of the Capitals' depth scorers, and they are still not seeing that. He did all right last year, and I thought he would continue to grow this season. He was a fun watch last year. So there's the Capitals had said there's opportunity right in front of him, but right now they're not getting the production out of him. So I don't know. He's already down on the third line. I don't think you can, but
He's a guy for ever since we started this show, which was 3 years ago now. There's I don't know, 8 to 10 people that will message randomly, and they'll be like, "When are you going to talk about Connor McMichael?" Like there's a little underground sort of like people that have maybe prospected him a little bit.
mm-hmm.
He's getting to the point where it's like he is what he is probably at this point.
Well, we're
right?
talking about him. Maybe just not the way they want us to.
No, fair.
Yeah, well, like them, me being on the outsider of watching, many Capitals games, which I don't see much. Last year I thought he was going to be that guy. I thought he was going to step up and have a bigger role on the team. And right now, we're 18 games in, but I don't know. I don't see much of it right now. Something's got to change. Anywho, he's a 2020 Young Guns with a PSA 10 pop of 487 and holds a 52% gem rate. The last sale of his card was October 20th. Went for $40 US, and I went and kind of looked. There wasn't super good data, but over the month of October, his card has been as low as 35 and as high as 66.
Connor McMichael.
Get him while it's hot.
Phil,
All right.
are you sure you want to do this?
Oh, yeah. Here we go, good listener. I'm about to tick you off. A lot of people. That's okay. That's okay. Truth hurts sometimes. My pick for the struggle bus is Lane Hudson. Let's keep it simple. In his last 5 games, Hudson has 1 point, 1 lonely point, also known as an assist, and 4 straight games with nothing on the board. He's a combined -8 over that stretch. He's a combined -8 over that stretch. No, I'm just saying it twice. Yeah, I don't know. Including a brutal -4 in a 7-0 loss to Dallas. Yeah, I thought I'd forget that Montreal. I didn't. And against much tougher opponents like Dallas and Boston, where he could show the chops, he had 0 points. And the Habs were outscored 10-2 in those games. And he was out there a lot. And I won't even tell you how many minutes because I didn't check, but it was a lot. His power play impact has gone quiet. 0 power play points in the last 5 games. Not really what you want from your quarterback on the power play. He's still getting big minutes, though. He's playing over 23 minutes a night, but the results just aren't matching the workload. He is shooting the puck, 4 shots against Boston, 2 against Utah and Dallas, respectively, but none of them are turning into offense right now. That means the puck isn't going in the net. Watching him feels like he's forcing a lot of plays. I feel like he's holding the puck a little bit too long. I've watched 3 Habs games recently in the last couple of weeks, and I stand by that statement. And he's trying a lot too hard to do stuff. But I think that's a young man's game, and he will, obviously, he's top-tier superstar material. He will figure it out, but just let me pick on him a little bit here, okay? Big picture, he's a young star, and he'll bounce back. Right now, he's in a cold spell. He's got 1 point. Come on, in the last 5 games. He's a -8, no power play production. Really a crappy time for Hudson, but I got good news. The kid's a stud. I think he's a superstar and everything's going to be okay. And sometimes you got to take this crap to be the best version of yourself. My boy Louis here has got me covered. He's a 2024 Young Guns PSA 10. Last one sold for $453. I don't know the average, but it's a lot. There you go.
A lot.
When do you think you're going to be allowed to go back to Montreal?
Oh, I'm born and raised there. I have dual citizenship from Ottawa and Montreal. I love them. They love me. The truth hurts, but they understand it. They're a fair group of people, 100%.
Okay. Recapping quickly on who's hot this week, we had Cutter Gauthier, the Kitty Cat, Alex DeBrincat, J-Rob, Jason Robertson, and then riding the bus of struggle, Jack Fingerboy Hughes, Connor McMichael, and Shimmy Shakes, Lane Hudson.
Shame.
Okay. Slab Sharks is a Gongshow partner sponsor. We are thankful for their support of our show. The current Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction is live, ends this upcoming Thursday night. It's another huge auction. Over 10,000 cards available to bid.
I don't want to go through that many cards. You know, it's getting hard, man. It took me like 3 hours last time to make that
Too
list.
successful.
Oh,
Yeah. I think it's a lot of the expo submissions are hitting, so there's going to be a ton of bangers.
Mhm.
And I actually had a chance to talk with Karn while we were at the expo for a while. He showed me a sneak preview of what's coming. Phil, you've very accurately commented a number of times how advanced and awesome their app is. They're totally redoing it, and holy moly, is it going to be cool.
How can it be better? It can't be better.
It is. Yeah, so I mean, again, a lot of innovation happening at Slab Sharks.
And
And
it's
if you're
not,
not using... Oh, what?
I just want to make sure it's not lip service. It sounds like when we're reading off a sponsor and we're being respectful, blah, blah. It's not lip service, man. Just
No.
try it once. There's no other app like that. No other service like that. Sorry, there are services like that, but it's like we're not. I mean, let's be honest. We're not best friends with Karn. This is a business thing, and we love his company. On 100% love Slab Sharks. They're great at what they do. I never want to post cards on eBay. Let them do it for you, and you can follow along beautifully. Beautifully.
They just do everything the right way, and they really care to have the best service, and that's what I appreciate. But if you're not using them to help sell your cards on eBay, well, they are the best. And, you know, like Phil said, we are very proud to partner with them. They make it simple to sell your cards on eBay by basically doing all the work. Plus, your cards get listed in the biggest weekly hockey auction there is. There's no question about that now. And which means you're going to get a lot of eyeballs on your cards, and which hopefully leads to strong bids. And there's no guarantee in an auction, of course, but we've definitely seen that play out. And then they do a lot of cool stuff too. Like if you have a Demidov right now, we probably haven't mentioned this enough, but through the end of the year, there's a 93% payout through the rest of the NHL season on all Demidov cards. So
even
not gonna
mine,
go wrong.
I have two.
Yeah.
Do I get that deal too?
Even yours, Bill.
Even you.
Let's go. I'll bring it when I go. Good listener. I'm going to Slab Shark so we can see the processes more in depth. So I'll just drop it off there.
Very cool. If you're a U.S. hockey collector, you don't have to worry about even getting your cards to Canada to get in the Slab Sharks auction because they partnered with us, your Gongshow bros, and we take it from there. So for complete consignment information, including payout rates, and to get the process started today, head to slabsharks.com. Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Lots of fun hobby news stuff to talk about today. We're going to start out with what could be a Canadian card show turf war that might be afoot. The threat of war is imminent. So I don't know if you guys saw, but there was a very nice thank you email sent by the Expo team where they teased some upcoming events. And under the Sport Card Expo umbrella, so they've announced as part of their email, they announced some of the future events. So we're going to have Edmonton coming back in early April, followed by the Toronto Sport Card Expo again on April 30th, Montreal in middle May 15th, then a new location, Calgary, with a TBA to be announced, I guess.
To be announced, yes.
Yeah, to be announced. So date to TBD or TBA. Montreal again in early October. Then, November 5th, we're back in Toronto, but they're also announced there's 2 additional locations that will be revealed at a later date.
Ooh.
So here's what have been able to deduce. Quebec City looks like that might be Finis or Dunzo. Did you go to that one, Phil?
Yeah, I went to all of them.
Okay. Would that surprise you that one
No,
would be
it's
okay?
very quaint, very
Mhm.
cute.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit tiny, and I think
Mhm.
they're trying to take advantage of the big hockey tournament there. But a lot of the
Oh,
dads that I see that roll over look at the cards, and it's quite the introduction. Yeah,
gotcha.
they're not $5-10 cards at those tables. So.
Yeah. Then, of course, then you'll have to wonder, well, where will the new locations be? Could one even be in the USA? Wouldn't that be something? We've also, though, now we'll get back to this, but we've heard rumblings from other entities that do bigger shows in Canada that they are thinking of expansion as well. So this gets me back to, could there be a little bit of a turf war brewing for major or major-ish, however you want to put them, shows? What I think has happened is with Van City being very successful in Vancouver the past couple years, and then our boys, Carter, aka Canada's Yosemite Sam, and Justin having a very successful launch of the Saskatchewan Card and Collector Experience, that maybe, and obviously, the hobby is very hot too. It's booming, as the kids say. That, I think everyone's trying to like figure out, well, what are the unclaimed territories for these bigger shows, and should we go and stake our, plant our flag, I guess, in those locations. So let's start the discussion around this. Like, where do we think these mystery expo shows could be, should be? Would they be bold and go to the US? Could it be Halifax or Winnipeg or Ottawa? What's left, Phil, in Canada that deserves a bigger show?
Well, I think there's I think our experience at Saskatoon really showed that there is a plethora of people in the middle of my country that collect cards in all different ways, shapes, and sizes. And I would consider that show an incredible success. I had so much fun at it. And I didn't really understand how Carter and Justin were going to pull off a comfy, cozy basement 90s vibe of experience, but they did it. They did it. Everything was very warm, cozy, and an experience. So first off, it's a very different card show than the Toronto Expo. It's a very, well, okay, I can't say I haven't been to Van City, but I've spoken to a lot of people that have been there. And Van City is very different than the Expo.
Yeah.
And all these three are quite different to each other. I think Carter, I'm biased. So I think that card and collector experience that they pulled off in the middle of the country was exactly what that city and province needed. It fit the vibe. It fit the culture. Carter is aware. Justin is aware of their surroundings, and they knew how to do that. I get nervous with Steve Menzies and the group. If you just start planting flags everywhere, you don't really know the culture of the community around there. So I would think if they would do it in Halifax, they would hook up with a guy, the king of Halifax, as we call him, Brad the Giggles Heartland. And I would think you'd have to hook up with a guy like that. And then you could put on a big show in Halifax and do that. I'm not sure. I think you're onto something with the USA thing. It's just so different, right? It's very different. And I was a little bummed out last year. The only weekend Carter and Justin could get is the one they got. And then the Expo team did the same weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And Carter and Justin had their weekend for over a month. Now it has come out that Steve Menzies and the team, that's the only weekend that they could do in Montreal too.
Yeah.
That was very unfortunate. And I hope those boys can chat. And I think Carter and Justin are newer to this, whereas this is Steve's and his team's wheelhouse. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm definitely can tell you this: I'm planting my flag with in the Saskatoon. That's 100% happening with me when that show's happening.
What about new cities that don't have a bigger show yet? If the hobby gods put you in charge of picking the next best city, what does your gut tell you?
Halifax, all the way. The East Coast is big enough and it needs something, and you could really cater something beautiful out there. Now, I've never been to Halifax, so I'm talking a lot of smack. But I mean, our beautiful justice minister is from Nova Scotia, so I think there's a lot of people there that are very passionate about their sports and their memorabilia and their collections. So I think that province, because you can come up there from New Brunswick and PEI, and you can even the eastern parts of Quebec, you can roll over there. You know,
Is that your nickname for Brad? Giggles? Is that what you?
Yeah, he's a giggler. Yeah, Brad's. I asked Sherry, his wife, if she's ever seen Brad really lose his temper and get mad, and she laughed and said never. I'm like, what? So
that's admirable. I like that. I wish I could say
yes,
the same for myself.
I admire that greatly.
Now, do you think with the Saskatoon being in the fall, is Winnipeg maybe in a spring just before summer is 710 kilometers too close, or being at be different times? I'm just thinking out of the box here. If
I'm not knowledgeable enough to say if Winnipeg could have their own. I don't know Manitoba that well. I mean, I don't know Saskatchewan that well either. I would talk to Aaron Lapper, who's from Manitoba. He would. I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't have my finger on the pulse good enough in different provinces to know if this will work or not. I can tell you this: if the Expo came to Ottawa, you're losing money. Yeah, you'll probably get a lot of people, but I'm friends with many groups at the Ottawa show. The money's not flying there, right? Like, it's busy, but the money's not flying there. If they did a TCG thing in Ottawa, I think that would be successful. But if it came about strictly hockey cards and sports cards, I don't think Ottawa's big enough to do so. Just do it Toronto. We everyone in Ottawa is willing to drive to Toronto, so you can get that population. Yeah, or Montreal, right? Big card show in Montreal. Ottawa folks will drive an hour and a half to get there. Yeah, don't come to Ottawa. There's no point.
There's another wrinkle to this, and I don't know if you guys caught the Jeremy Lee, the Oracle, his wrap-up show with our good buddy Sam Geneva. They do like their boothmates show. You should check it out. Give them some love. You know, Jeremy's very tight with the Expo people, and he hinted there might be maybe a third yearly Toronto show in the works. Now, what do we think of that? I don't know. Is that a good idea, bad idea?
I would do, you know what I would do? I would do an extra day on the two existing. We're just shooting the poop here, right? I have no business sense in this. I think a third is a little bit much, but as me, Phil, I would love that. But from a business standpoint, I mean, who's going to tell Steve and the team? What? Steve, can I talk to you for a sec? So I've been thinking, like, come on, man, what do you do? You're an arborist? Yeah, be quiet.
I just don't know how you would predict if that's a good idea or bad idea. It seems risky, and like I could see it being very successful and not as successful. Where my gut instinct is, I like to. It's kind of like if Christmas morning was 3 times a year, would it still be as special?
I love my Christmas carols, Josh. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. And for Toronto, remember too, and I think that we'll talk about this in the context of maybe a third Toronto show, but in the broader context of then shows coming across, adding across Canada and the US, a lot of these shows rely on the biggest hobby entities traveling to them. And at some point, there's going to be, can the Slab Sharks of the world or Mint Inks or GP Sports, these bigger entities, how many weeks a year are they willing to be on the road?
Well, look at Carter. So in Saskatoon, Carter and Justin took care of us emotionally and financially, and we could get out there, and it still cost us money. I still spent hundreds, not thousands, hundreds of dollars to get there.
We spent thousands as a show to go there and produce our show, and that's with big support from them.
So what do you think the Expo does? You're not going to see an Expo Phil video running around. I can't. There's other things to do, and there's other. I can't go to Saskatoon once a year without financial help from Carter. I can't. I'm a single father. I not even close. Driving to Toronto, I can kind of do. I mean, I can write it off with my business. I'm being illegal, like I'm lying. And I really hope Revenue Canada is not listening. Can we edit that out? But either way,
rewind.
Financially, that is That is a very good point you made, Josh. Like, what's Jeremy Lee going to fly to Toronto 3 times a year, forever and always? That's expensive, man. I was floored when I saw the plane tickets to Saskatoon, and Carter was like 600. That's a good deal. I'm like, what? What? $600, and I had to pay. And so I get to the airport, I still have to pay for my luggage to get on the plane. I didn't even know that. I mean, I'm a bumbling idiot, but
well, yeah. No, well,
you gotta. If the Expo team is financially savvy or has a war chest like that, hey, go nuts, man. Pay everybody to come out there. But I know us three can't. Yeah. Not that the Expo really cares that, but
well, I think too what we're going to find out, because the hobby is booming, and I understand wanting to be opportunistic and wanting to take advantage of the growth in the space. It seems like we might find out what the threshold is, right? The only way to find out how much is too much is to reach the point of too much. And if the Van City people or Carter and Justin or other entities out there that run shows and the Expo people, they start adding, let's say there's 7 new major shows in Canada next year, maybe they'll all work out great. And maybe we'll find out there's not enough to support that.
I think they know what they're doing, right? They're not. I don't think they'd be hurting financially. I don't think the bank account would be kind of hovering, and they'd be like, all right, let's take a swing. And if it works, great. If not, I think if it doesn't work on the third show, if they do Toronto, they're fine. They're fine. Hey, we tried it, didn't work. Forget it. Back.
Yeah, you could go back to 2. I mean, I guess maybe it never hurts to try.
I like it. I say give everything a shot. Throw a bunch of crap at the wall and see what sticks. Is that the analogy? I don't know. Yeah. Is it pickles? Is it pickles?
No, it's not pickles.
Well, you were throwing MVP.
Who throws pickles at walls?
It's in a movie. I forget the movie. Isn't it Billy Madison or I don't know. Go.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Okay.
24-25, the cup is coming out December 3rd. That's crazy. That's like 6 months after the last cup. And we had a preview that was shown cards last week by Upper Deck. That that's a clear indicator the cup is coming. Then you have a release date, and then pre-sales go up, and a little bit of a sticker shock, I think, when it came to the pre-sale numbers. So we looked at Dave and Adams here in the U.S. So right now you can pre-order the cup here for $1,425, which is very dangerously close, like to a $2,000 Canadian equivalent. I think when I did the Google USD to CAD, it was 1,995 CAD. So effectively $2,000. It's a big jump from the 2023 release. I even went back and spent a good amount of time with our resident wax degenerate California Dave today and had him look up so we're about 2 weeks away from cup release. Well, about 2 weeks before the last cup release in the middle-ish part of May, he pre-ordered 2023 the cup for just under $1,000 US.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a 42.5% increase from 1 year of the cup to the next. And I do remember, though, like when 23 the cup came out, having to be Bedard's release year, we were all, I think, pretty surprised that it was $1,000. It was like, really? It's not more? But so, again, but 40% plus is a big jump from 1 year to the next. And so I've been trying over the last few days, trying to figure out, well, personally, and then we talk about it on our show here, how do we digest this, right? We know nobody likes a price increase of any kind. As a consumer, you don't want to pay more for anything ever, right? That's never fun. Nobody's going to applaud more money. Maybe it'll be justified, but maybe they put so many more big cards and increase the value that I don't know. Or, is it back to some entity, somebody in the mysterious custody chain of how these prices come to be, from Upper Deck to the distributors to the air stores or hobby shops? Are they taking advantage of a really strong rookie class? When we have Celebrini, Hudson, Mitchkov, now Gauthier, and some other guys. So I don't know. And so, like I said, over the last couple of days, I've been thinking, I don't want to be reactionary. I hate that. I don't want to be, right? Although, I mean, it's a huge number and it kind of does elicit emotions. And so here's what I've resolved for myself, and then you guys will tell me how you feel about it. I'm going to wait till the checklist comes out and reserve my judgment then. If Upper Deck put like 5 more iconic cards or maybe one less like basic type card and added another autograph or something, I don't know, maybe I'll feel differently. And then I also try to remind myself in these situations that we can't have our cake and eat it too, right? If we want to be free market about it, and I guess we got to trust that like supply and demand, right? If demand is high and supply is low, prices will always go up. Now, if this is just an artificial stab, like let's see if we can get 1,400, and that's too much for the market to bear, then people probably won't buy it, and the price will go down. I don't know, well, because what got me feeling better about this whole situation was it's like, if we're going to be mad at Upper Deck, and again, this is assuming there's great demand and it sells very well, that the price goes up to $1,400. We're always happy, like if we have $100 card that goes up to $250, right? And so the argument here, and I get it, is going to be we can't afford this. The average collector is priced out. But you can make the same argument on your favorite player. If the card's 100 now 250, that's going to price people out too. And then the last thing I'll say, because I've already heard this feedback, and I'm just going to be honest, I don't believe it. I don't agree with it. That only breakers will love this. I don't think this helps breakers either, because if I'm a breaker and the box goes up 42%, I have to sell my spots for 42% more to make the same amount of margin that I was making previously. And so I would want it to be $1,000 because more people can afford the break spots then. And so I don't think I would be necessarily happier as a breaker that the price goes higher. No, it doesn't mean that less average collectors will be, will California Dave still buy a box at roughly $1,500? Probably. But I don't know. I just don't think that this benefits breakers either. But I've said a lot. What do you guys think?
I think I'm more hung up on it's not the price, it's more of how much it went up, the percentage that I'm curious to dive into more. I don't think putting I don't know how you said it, if there's a different auto or an extra auto or something like that in it, I can't see that driving the price up this high. And maybe 23 was an oddity where the box price was under $1,000 US at the time. Why? That was still good. I just want to know why the hike. There has to be some reason behind it. I wish whoever it is would come out and say why it is. I've already been out of you said there's 14 going to price people out of the hobby. Well, I'll be one to say I'm priced out of the hobby in a box that's over $400 in the hobby. So I'm out of this game anyways. But there's got to be some reason behind it. I wouldn't think somebody would just jack it up on purpose to see what they could get because of a hot rookie class.
Well, you're inviting criticism at a 40% increase. I mean, normally it's like you bump it up like 6% a year.
Right.
Where nobody likes it, but people are like, man, whatever. Right.
It is what it is. Yeah, that's what they say. I have charged people in my business $50 extra on a price point they've had for 8 years, and they'll go to my competitor in a heartbeat. People are fickle, but our hobby is bonkers. Our hobby is outrageously ridiculous. The cup sells out every year. They could put it at 2,500. It'll sell out. It will always sell. So they have that. I don't really know how to discuss the 40% increase. I don't know. That's above my weight. I don't know how to punch there. Or else I'll get upset in my emotions. So I believe real strength comes in responding, not reacting. And I'm not going to react to this. I every year I get better at responding, not reacting. Is it unfortunate? Yes. If you want to change things, go apply at Grosvenor or Universal if you live in Canada, or whoever the distributors are in the States, or go apply at Upper Deck and make change from within. But as of right now, most of the people that are going to be really upset about this cup price don't buy cup boxes or tins. They don't.
I was going to ask you, like, what do you think the bigger deal is? The 23-24 Series 2 going from, which is more the average Joe flagship collector being $300 US, or this being $1,500?
100% the Series 2. Now, I understand the pre-sales dictated a lot of that price, but that's a lot. I don't have the vocabulary to say this, but a lot of things in society are catering to the bigger wallets, and they're going to get bought, right? We were all locked in our houses for a year and a half, 2 years, and people that had lots of money got a lot more money, and they're spending now. They're spending. So, I mean, I'm not trying to generalize too much, but I do believe that's what's going on. Speculative markets are through the roof. Why? Because some people have piles of cash. So the cup will sell no matter what. I am thinking Upper Deck is good at being mysterious and full of surprises. What about the Four Nations? What if they got some big pieces from the Four Nations?
Maybe.
And I still don't think that would justify the cost, but as we've recently learned, maybe it wasn't Upper Deck changing the price. Maybe it was somebody else in the chain of custody. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not part of those golf games. I'm not part of those closed room conversations. No, but none of us are. So we have a choice to make. Are we going to make 10 weeks of content about how the cup and Upper Deck and blah, 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 blah? Or I'm going to take advantage of these high cup prices and see what other people are selling to buy these tins. So the breakers will eat this up. The people with fat wallets will eat this up. The cup will sell. It will sell out. There obviously you're going to find some tins here and there but you're not going to find many cases. And a third or fourth or fifth point I'd like to make is every year when the cup gets sold. So if I go out of the box, I'm not throwing Dan and Jimmy under the bus here, but let's say I go to LCSX. Okay. LCSX orders 50 cases of the cup at, let's say, $1,000. Okay. We'll go back 10 years, $1,000. If my breaks sell out immediately and I sell out of the store all within 2 weeks, those distributors are watching my breaks. They're watching my inventory. When I go to reorder, the price is up immediately. Immediately, the price is up. Then if that happens again, I sell out on that second price. I go to my distributor on the third batch, the price is even higher. Every time you order a new cup, it jacks up the price because the demand is high.
Well, and in a way too, what does all that mean? Who really controls the price of hockey products is us.
We do. Yeah, we do.
EX2000, it's dirt cheap because nobody buys it. So if you want to, the way to get cheaper the cup is not to buy it, right? Because it's, again, demand and supply.
But
demand goes down, supply goes up, price goes down.
Everybody's
doesn't have to like it, but that's just the world we live in.
If you have a family, you're priced out of the cup. I'm a single dad, and I'm priced out. Like I have life savings. I go buy a case tomorrow. I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous, right? Series 2 hurt more. Series 2 was for the families. Series 2 was a Christmas box for a kid, and that didn't get.
Yeah, I was pretty much priced out of the cup at $1,000, so it doesn't hurt me much. And then maybe if it was more in your wheelhouse at $1,000, maybe $1,400 is not very sustainable, but it is a big jump, and you're always going to get kind of big criticism. And so, hopefully the checklist is, and Upper Deck's done a great job on the checklist, and they have been adding bigger chases.
Confident. Listen, they could give us Canada, US, like the most amazing mem cards, autographs, no sticker autos and everything. That's still a big jump. That's still, I mean, if it's business, right? I can't scream I love capitalism if they're not going to try something. So I'm priced out of the cup again. Okay. Oh, yeah. Do not expect that on Friday nights with Phil. I bought a tin last year. I bought a tin last year, $1,600 after tax, and my card is damaged, and I still haven't dealt with it yet. So I'm sorry.
You had very big sad face that I my heart broke for you, that because you wear your emotions on your sleeve. Like we were telling you when we were at the chateau, how you should never, ever, ever play poker because you can't hide any emotion. And you were just like,
That's why I host poker nights with my friends, because they go easy on me. They're like, well, he's hosting. Like,
Fair enough.
yeah, I've only bought one tin of the cup my entire life, and my RPA was heavily damaged. Heavily. And it's still sitting just right over there. I can't. So Friday nights with Phil, listen, we'll watch Grant's Break or something. If I was a little doing better in life, I could totally do it, but I'm doing just Even Steven, and Even Steven right now is not dropping 2K on hockey cards. I'm sorry.
Right.
But so like 2K Canadian at 6 cards in the cup, that's like $333 a card.
I'd buy a Fleer Retro all day, every day, all the time. Right? I'm a total hypocrite. I spent $4,000. Yeah, well, that's a little different to me. That's magic. That's magic in a box for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But big jump nonetheless. So speaking of big money and big cards, there's a really big card up for auction right now on Fanatics Collect. It's a 2015 The Cup Connor McDavid true RPA at a 99 that is up for auction, and it received the Double Dimes PSA 10 Auto 10 grade, which is pretty much the cat's ass in our hobby these days as far as grades go. Has many speculating that this auction could and probably should set a sales record for any copy of this card. So at the time I did the writing, the bid was already at 200,000 US dollars. The auction ends on Thursday. It has a very nice 3-color patch.
So Slap Sharks?
With Fanatics.
Oh, right. Fanatic Collect on the screen. Sorry. Keep going.
So the card has a lot going for it, right? Now, here's some interesting kind of context here. The current record sales price for any McDavid Cup RPA is 228,000 US for a PSA 10 that did not have the auto graded that sold in July of 2022. So we're just 28,000 below that right now. And that sale is also the top sale of any Cup RPA ever. So that includes Sid and Ovi, which would be the other two candidates. So we're very likely, and including buyer's premium, this is already at 240. So as long as it's paid for, it should be a record sale, even if it doesn't get another bid. Here's the thing, though. This card has a history. And I don't know. I was messaged, like, literally, we did a 5-minute break as we do on our show. Saw a message in Instagram that said because it's serial number 29 out of 99, that this card may have been in a BGS 8.5 holder at one point.
Oh, I thought it was like flagged that it was in the bathroom. No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I haven't seen it, so that I guess it's on some forums. I do know, though, because I did see that this exact card was in a PSA 10 holder without an auto grade a number of months ago, and it sold for 200,099 US dollars in August of 2022.
This card's a big whore.
Yeah, I guess. So again, it didn't have an auto grade. So whoever bought the card made probably a wise decision if they were trying to flip it for a little to get the auto graded as well, giving it the Double Dimes grade. But yeah, we'll see. It's
Dude, hey, I love the hustle. Play the game. The game's out there.
Yeah.
Play it. I'm not playing it, but of course this probably was the BGS 8.5, but nobody cares. Even the guy who wins this auction, nobody cares about the 8.5. We do. The peasants on the bottom. We're like, that's actually what a guy paid so much for a BGS 8.5. Come on, every one of us talking crap would love this card.
Well, the moral of the story, and let's not play the people should game, because I don't like that game. You do whatever you want, but it just proves again that as much as you may want to, and we all probably fall in line with the buy the card, not the grade, the grade is much more important to value in the hobby than the card itself. I mean, and that's just a fact. Should it be?
No one likes saying
I
that,
don't know.
though. No one likes admitting that.
And yeah, so by getting getting the PSA 10 grade and then getting the auto graded was incredibly smart from a position if you want to sell the card. But yeah, big sale.
I take the moral of the story a little differently here, because his partner, the ultimate passenger, he's stuck with Sloppy D, and then McDavid here's got double D's.
Double tens?
Double
Double-
dimes, double teeth.
Oh, I got it.
Okay, Louis' head's in the gutter.
That was another Baba Louie Hobby hot take.
You're so hot right now.
Oh, am I like this?
So hot. Yes. Okay. Last story. So I got a call the other day from a hobby buddy. Wanted to go nameless. Let's say his name rhymes with Smilly Billio.
Who could it be?
I don't know.
I gotta read the notes before our show. It's ridiculous.
Anyways, it's probably better you don't. Anyways, he's created a new insert for next fall's 2026-27 Upper Deck Series 1 called Fan Faves. And in true Smilly Billio fashion, it's got an early like 90s like Tiger Beat sort of vibe to it.
That's Saved by the Bell. That's
Saved by
yeah,
sure.
Zach Morris's outline right there.
If you know, you know. Here's the thing though, and this is kind of cool. So through November 28th, you can go to a site that has a really long URL. You basically got to go find Upper Deck's Facebook post, and then they have about Fan Faves, which is the new insert. And there will be 32 cards in the set, one card representing each team. What Upper Deck and Smilly Billio are allowing us to do as hockey fans and collectors is we get to pick the player from each team and vote on them, and the checklist will be determined by average Joes like us. That's
awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's fantastic. Oh, I love that idea. Nice.
I voted, and I hope all the players I selected win because I think I made the best choices. And don't worry, Phil. On your behalf, I selected Linus Allmark for the Ottawa Senators because I knew that's what you'd want me to do.
You can't fit him on the card. His head's too big. Head's too big, and he doesn't have any skill left.
Ryan Hartman for the Wild.
Oh, no.
No? All right.
I wanted to pick. I went with my boy Kaprizov, but part of me wanted to pick Zeev because I'm all about Zeev right now.
Yeah.
Now, who are you going to pick for all your teams? Like Heischer, would you take him over Fingy Boy, Jack Hughes, or what?
You know what? I wouldn't go for just the easy peasy thing here. Somebody turning his game around lately. I almost give Dawson Mercer a nod here with the Devils.
Yeah. It'd be fun to give some of the journeyman no-namers card. Remember, like who was the Scott? Scott for the All-Star game, like 5 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of funny. Bettman didn't like that, but
what if they put like each team's e-bug on there? That would be funny.
What's an e-bug?
Emergency backup goalie. It's usually like the equipment manager or something like that.
Know. It's kind of stupid right now. I apologize.
Yeah. Okay.
My biggest fear is it's a popularity vote.
Of course it is. Yeah. So go vote, and we'll see how it shakes out. Very, very exciting development on this show.
Time to find out what puts the poo on Phil's shoe.
Hold on. No dead air. 1 sec.
He got so excited that he sat up and like threw his back out in the process.
Don't even talk about that. What are you doing right now? No throwing backs. My back is top tier right now. I had a great gym session today. No backs are getting thrown out.
Good for you.
Okay.
Hey, buddy.
All right, Phil. You have the conch.
I love. Okay, a good conch. Lord of the Flies. I would do very good in that setting. Okay, here we go. All right. Before I get into this, some of you are going to hear the first 120 seconds of this and think, Phil, what the hell are you talking about? Well, nothing else is different. So just bear with me, okay? Just trust me and stay with me. There is a point here, and it ties directly into the shilling drama going on in our hobby. I promise I'm going somewhere with this, okay? So I'm going to start now. 20 dwarves doing handstands on a carpet. Okay. You know, this whole shilling conversation that's blowing up in the hobby right now, people are acting like it's some type of shocking new scandal. Like shilling is this unheard of, once in a lifetime century crime. I guess we live less than a century, but meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, how do you not already know this happens? To me, shilling has always been a hobby hazard. Not moral, not good, but real and human. Let me show you what I mean. The Tim Hortons line cutter. Every Canadian knows this guy. He's usually a good dude. He's a good parent, holds the door open for people, helps his neighbors. But if he really needs that double coffee, that's 2 sugars and creams for you guys. If he really needs that double medium roast before work and he's in a rush and you're looking at your phone, we all know he's butting in line. He's not a villain. He has rationalized a selfish moment because it benefited him and nobody else would notice. That's a little bit of shilling energy. The next guy, the gym bench press liar. I know that guy pretty good. Or the gym hero who claims he benched 315. I was there, pretty sure it was 265, maybe 275 because I wasn't paying attention with a full spotter, but it definitely wasn't 315. Okay. Is the gym liar, is he evil? He's not evil. He's insecure. He wants to look big and strong in front of the boys. Shilling is lying about your max bench, but with money on the line. The highway speeder, driving 100. Okay, guys, I'm using kilometers here, so I'm using international metric system. I apologize for you. So the highway speeder, he's driving 125 in a 100 zone. Everybody does it. You might not drive 125, Margaret, but you're definitely driving 110. Everybody does it. It is also illegal by law. But call someone out on it and you're the psychopath. I have. Shilling is hobby speeding. We all know it's happening, but we pretend to be shocked when someone gets pulled over. Here's the big one. This is my big one. This is where everything ties together. Stay with me, good listener. Here we go. Come meet my friend Steve. Steve is peak Canadian decency. He reads bedtime stories to his kids. He helps his parents. He puts the shopping cart back in minus 20 degrees wind chill. That's cold, boys. It's kind of cold. Just pure maple kindness. And then Steve reads about the Canadian bread pricing fixing scandal. Listen to this. From 2001 to 2015, major bread producers and big grocery retailers in Canada were caught coordinating bread price increases. Loblaws fully admitted full involvement. The Competition Bureau said it was systematic and has lasted for years. So here's the part that makes Steve snap. The estimates that have been put on the extra profit from the scheme have, and I'm not lying, this is the average of 3 separate watchdogs, $4.2 billion in profit. Okay, the settlement with the government from all these companies was $500 million. That's $3.7 billion left in profit. Okay, after getting caught, these companies could still be ahead by an extraordinary amount of money. And they paid a $50 million fine. Okay, so we're back to Steve. So Steve's standing there at the grocery stores and he starts wondering, who are the good guys? Is anyone actually playing fair here, or is this whole world just run by PR teams and lawyers? So Steve's grocery shopping, having these horrible thoughts. He goes to self-checkout. Okay, he goes to self-checkout. He noticed 2 items didn't scan. And for the first time in his life, he didn't correct it. Did Steve steal? Yes, he did. Technically, he did. But does Steve feel like he's stealing? Nope, not a chance. Our good guy Steve does not feel bad or guilty. Steve feels like he's balancing the karmic ledger. Steve feels like grocery store Robin Hood. Steve feels like he's the only one protecting his family from a system he realizes is rigged. And this is where the point hits home. I hope it hits home. Life is complicated. People are complicated. And most of us are just trying to survive a world where the line between good and bad has been blurred by money, power, and clever corporate wording. What does all of this have to do with shilling? A lot of hobby people who shill are not monsters. They don't see themselves as villains. They think they're correcting the market. They think everyone else does it. They think the system is unfair anyways. It's emotional math, not moral math. Shilling isn't a morality test. It's a temptation test. Good people do bad hobby things because money is emotional. Cards feel personal. Ego gets involved. Temptation is easy. Consequences feel distant. And life feels unfair sometimes. Humans can be kind and selfish. generous and insecure, helpful and opportunistic. The hobby amplifies every contradiction inside of us. In conclusion, so when someone shills, yes, it's wrong. Yes, it hurts the market. Yes, it makes the hobby worse. But it doesn't automatically mean they're morally broken as human beings. If you've never met someone who's a great parent, helps neighbors, reads bedtime stories, and also shills their eBay auctions, you haven't been in the hobby long enough. This isn't about calling people villains. It's about being honest. There are no perfect good guys. There are no pure bad guys. There are just humans, flawed, emotional, complicated, trying to navigate into a messy world that was created well before us. And that is the poo on my shoe. I got a little package. It's good.
Okay. Huh. Interesting.
So I just wanted a different spin on it.
Yeah. It's good to get different spins.
Yeah. So just, I don't know, put your pitchforks away and just settle down. I don't know. Like
That's the part that
if regulation comes, I know it's in the mailbag questions, but everybody, at me, Louis, Jaw, everybody's like, what do you mean my cards aren't worth this much? None of our cards are worth what they're worth. None of them. I really believe that. Maybe a select few, but come on, man. Well, my Brady Kachuk RPAs are all worth $1,000 each. I mean, sure. I mean, I guess they are, but
other than a more well-known rich guy basically getting caught doing it, and then Dr. Beckett doing some like weird, sort of acknowledgement and justification for it. That's the part I don't understand with how big of a story this has become, is that there's nothing really new here. It's
Nothing.
like the day auctions were invented, shill bidding was invented.
Yeah, but people hate that. What you just said, they're like, I can't stand it when people say shillings, but so that means we're not supposed to talk about it? It means you're bringing nothing new to the table, you dummy. You're bringing nothing new to the table. I lose my mind having the same conversation. I have the same conversation with my brother every day. I want to lose it. I lose it. So bring something new to the table, or I don't know. I'm not watching. Like I don't know. If eBay doesn't change it, there's nothing to talk about. I don't like getting mad for nothing.
We've quote unquote overpaid for cards last month because of shilling, last year, the year before that, 10 years ago.
All our cards
are overpriced. It doesn't make it right, like you said. And I just don't understand. It's just part of the, I don't know, maybe I'm the problem here, but
Josh, why don't you look in the mirror and come back? Okay, Louis, and I'll wait for you.
I'm probably the problem here, but I think you hit it on the head for me, Phil, is that there's nothing new here. And so other than the latest topic to be outraged about, I don't understand what and maybe everyone's outrage will finally get companies to change. And I guess that would be a good thing.
It will someday. Someday it will change.
Yeah. So I'm not even saying that it's wrong to talk about it. I just don't know what we have to add to the conversation, because it's like all the whole P. Ryan and Beckett thing did is verify what I think we kind of already know happens all the time anyways. And I never buy a card, and like the feedback or the criticism, which is probably fair enough to my perspective, is, well, you're paying more for every card you buy than you should. And it's like, well, when I look at, I've kind of gotten to the point too where I think we mentioned Sam Geneva earlier, and I heard him on Jeremy's show, like talking about like he never even comps cards. He just figures out, well, what do I want to pay for the card? And I've kind of got to the point like where I find cards that I love, and I rarely comp cards either now anymore. Maybe it's dumb.
That's what I get made fun of all the time. Oh, Phil, you shouldn't have put you over. I'm like, I wanted the card. Let me be silly. Like I buy underwear at Giant. I buy very cheap underwear. Sometimes I buy Saks, but I know what I'm spending. It's my money. Leave me alone. Like I know I make silly. I have you. I have Louis. I have Dave. I have Neil. You guys can be like, whoa, Phil, that's $100. Just Phil, wait. I have people to protect me in a little bit. I'm not going out and spending $8,000 on something I don't know about.
Well, and I've learned enough to the. I hate the word expert, and I won't ever consider myself that. But I've learned enough to this point to understand, like, at least what I feel a card is worth to me, and a range in price where I can be comfortable with, and I'll just buy the card. But yeah, so I guess good on people that want to bring this up.
I just wanted to show that like nothing surprises me much anymore. Like, can you believe he did that? I don't know. Maybe uncharacteristic from the things that we know, but yeah, I can. It's just this shock and awe of, I can't believe how prevalent shilling is. I tried to talk and show examples of good people do crappy things, and shilling is the bottom, the easiest little thing to do. So that's why it's so common.
But
Because
2 weeks,
everybody does it.
yeah,
You know?
2 weeks from now it'll be the new. It's the topic of the day, right? There'll be the next outrage topic, and 2 weeks after that there'll be the next outrage topic, and it'll be PSA's a scam, or Kurt's Card Care, or trimming,
it'll all be
or
It's okay. Let
whatever
them.
whatever it is. And and I think that there are people that love to be outraged, right? We learned that in society now, where it's a whole pitchfork nation thing, right? It's whatever
It's
whatever
easy,
we
man.
can.
I refuse. I never feel good being like that. And we're all human, and we get caught up in it, mob mentality. And I mean, that's a thing. That's a psychological thing. You have to fight against it. It's so much harder, but it's so much more admirable, right? And your friends keep you honest. A good friend keeps you honest. Like, dude, you're being a bit ridiculous right now, And you're like, shit, sorry. I mean, I am being.
Think of this whole deal, Baba Louie.
Yeah, I kind of glad I didn't know what you were going to get into, Phil. But I'm
good.
I'm glad. I'm glad you did. It's that hot topic. It's that quick push button thing here that people don't want, or people that aren't, let's just say, aren't like in the know, want to hear about. But I've said it over the last couple of days. I'm so sick of hearing about it because it's been happening for however long.
Yeah.
And if something you're going after is getting chill bid on, I mean, yeah, you can get pissed off all you want, but be smart enough then to stop and not keep chasing that card.
Or choose to do so, right? Or choose to do
whatever.
Or that's a
Whatever you're
cost of
gonna
doing
do.
business, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
It's a tax. It's every time I get in my car, that's how I solved road rage in this past year for me. I take a breath. The tax I pay to live in a society with electricity and flushable toilets is I have to drive with other bad drivers. And then that makes it easier, right? It's a tax.
You need to be satisfied with the choice you're going to make, whether it was awesome or damn, that was a lot. But you got what you wanted. You did it.
That's the win. Yes, Louis. At the end of the day, if I got the card, but I overpaid, but I'm the winner. I got the card, right? I'm the whiz.
Well, and I think that what I try to remind myself of a lot is, and we all get swept up in certain things, and none of us are immune to it. The fact is, you can come up with 100 fantastic, true, factual arguments every day to convince yourself never to be in this hobby.
Yeah.
And there's a million reasons not to do it.
Yeah.
But I think there's also, the yin and yang of the universe. There's a million reasons to do it. So, like most things in life, it comes back to where you put your focus. And it's not, Paul. I'll give like the analogy that I may have said. Like, I very willfully, like, a year and a half ago, like, detached myself from politics and the state of world events. Now, you can make the argument that that's irresponsible as a citizen, and I may not be able to. I may probably wouldn't disagree with that. Maybe it is, but I was getting so angry every day by who is doing what, or what's happening in the world, that it was affecting my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had to, and I kind of have a similar on the hobby. It's like, I want to focus on the joy. I don't want to be oblivious to certain things out there, and it is good to get information. I'm not trying to be Pollyanna on the bit, but I'm not going to put the majority of my focus on everything wrong, every reason not to be. I'm very aware of shill bidding, and I wish it would get fixed. But
we don't have to beat it up every time, right?
Mm-mm.
Like the topic.
yeah,
Makes
but
sense.
and, like I think the main thing is none of this is new news. So
No.
I think it's
I
the
don't know.
Dr. Beckett thing, right? I think it's his. I think that exposed how I was so happy. I was like, yeah, man, keep putting him on your podcast, dude. Yeah, absolutely. Big doctor, you keep doing that. I'm glad it took a long time, but it kind of exposed him from maybe you just shouldn't listen to the old guy all the time, right? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, he had a great magazine. He was very influential, but what's the saying? Like, don't you live long enough when you're the hero to be the villain or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
He's not a villain or anything. I'm just like I do not need an old man's advice that I read his magazine in 1990. I think that's where the big hoopla came from, right? To just keep going and going and going and going. Okay, man, we get it. A big collector got caught doing something that we all know exists.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like if you think Dr. Beckett never shilled a card of his, like I bet thousands of dollars he has. 100%. Maybe,
and
maybe not. But
I'll tell you guys my strategy, how I've combated this, and maybe if we can get anything useful out of this conversation. And this is it's not a perfect way to go about it. I don't, by rule, do the whole last minute bid snipe thing. What I've tried to do and train myself is, if there's 8 hours left in the auction, I figure, what am I willing to pay for this card, and I bid that. And guess what? I don't win a lot of auctions.
that's why. So I like sniping my cards with what I'm willing to pay.
Yeah. Maybe that's even a smarter approach, but I determine well in advance before you get sucked up in the emotions, the competitive nature. You want the card, you really want to get it. I say, this is the max I'm willing to pay. This is what I think it's worth, however you place value, whether the card, you think the projected card value, or just what it's worth for you, value be damned, to have in your PC. And I bid that, and then I'm comfortable.
Nah, don't do what Josh does.
No.
If you want your card, do what I do. Pick your max bid, add $100 to it, and do it in the last 5 seconds.
And then add $200 more 6 more times because you're mad that somebody outbid you.
The way I bid publicly is not how I acquire my cards. I have stayed
know.
up past our thing to get cards I want that nobody knows, and that's how I bid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in my wheelhouse at the end. I'll bid or a little more at the end, but I don't.
All right. Well, that's our official response on show bidding. Please stop asking us to talk about it more. Because it was nonstop. They're like, what are you going to talk about?
Nobody has an
Going
answer,
on?
right?
I don't want to talk about it.
Talk about something that's always happening, but it happened to somebody with a big name. Now it's all of a sudden
It's
a
like an
bigger
acronym.
topic. I don't know.
Well, and I think just like with the price of the cup, if the only way to get the auction houses to change is to stop bidding on the cards.
Yeah, stop making content on YouTube. Send eBay an email. Wouldn't that be better?
Or
Send
show
100
that
emails.
this will affect their business negatively, and then guess
Yeah.
what? They'll change it real fast.
You know who doesn't care about shill bidding? eBay. So why are we talking about it? They don't give a crap. Oh, they do. Yeah, they care as much as they tell you, as the commercial tells you. But it's just like Allstate. Do you think they really do care? No. Well,
New product releases.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Brought to you by Gongshow, friend and partner Mint Inc. Mint Inc. is Canada's premier hobby shop. They have a flagship store in Vaughan. You should check out. It's amazing. Love it there. Also, soon, a new location in Ajax. Again, all within the Greater Toronto area. They have the latest hockey hobby boxes, tons and tons of singles. You can get grading, consignment, memorabilia, a Batman helmet they have there. And they do tons of live streaming and whatnot as well. The best part is you don't even have to live in the GTA to get the complete Mint Inc. experience, as they are an Upper Deck Air store, meaning they have the ability to ship all the newest hockey releases anywhere in Canada directly to your doorstep. All you got to do is go on to mintink.ca and you can get anything you want, which is really cool. And thank you again to them for their support of our show. 25-26 Upper Deck Black Diamond releases this week. A little more of a teaser, I guess, to Thursday's special edition with Jason Mashra. This was a topic that I'm sure will be featured in Phil's video.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
No, I will.
Yeah,
he got us good. He did his
that's really
homework, and
well, and actually, I'm gonna.
Oh, geez.
No, I'm not gonna.
don't backpedal. Stand your ground.
I'm not backpedaling though. But
Okay.
one of the things that I realize now is that as Upper Deck is getting more on the proper schedule, sort of why some of these products exist as they do. And Black Diamond the last few years has been coming out in like the late January, February timeframe. So just November 19th is much earlier than that. And it's now in its more like intended time and point on the calendar where it gives the collector sort of the first crack if you're into the Jimmy Snugs and Ivan Demidov rookie chases at pack pulled memorabilia, RPAs, right? And so, it does have sticker autos. That's one of our big beefs, but it kind of makes sense that a product this early would have to have sticker autos because in order to have hard sign, they have to send the cards out, wait forever and ever and ever for the player to decide to autograph the card and then get them back, especially if you're using rookies that you need them to be in jerseys at the start of the season. So it's a pretty compressed time frame for that to happen. So I'm understanding this product more and more as it's appealing to you, A, if you just like the product and design, you like the vibe of Black Diamond, or B, if you can't stop, won't stop, got to have it as the first possible Ivan Demidov RPA. Because even though there are technically RPAs in artifacts, those are all redemptions and haven't been redeemed or announced at this point. So this truly is your first shot, and I guess go nuts if that's what you want to do. So, like I said, it doesn't change like how I would collect or like but I understand, I guess, the need that it fills in the zeitgeist of the release count.
What's going on in the hobby right now? Big cards, iconic cards. People are breaking the bank for it. What iconic card is in Black Diamond?
Oh well, let's find out, right? Let's see if we can
segue.
determine that by looking at the preview. So again, the complete checklist is on hockeychecklist.com. It releases on Wednesday. You can get your boxes at Mint Ink. You can pre-order them right now. We encourage people to do that if you're into the Black Diamond chase. And like I said, it's the first crack you get at some mem autos for the 25-26 rookie class. So that list includes Ivan Demidov, Matthew Schaefer, who's had a great start to his career, Phil's boy Michael Misa, Ryan Leonard, Gabe Perreault, Dalibor Dvorsky, Matthew Wood, Zane Parekh, Zeev Bium, and our boy Jimmy Snuggerud. So we're going to go through, highlight some of the key cards in the set. We won't cover it all. Typically, we cover the cards that Black Diamond or Upper Deck has given us a preview of, so we can at least see what the card looks like. The base set is broken down by veterans.
Don't say it.
Legends. That's the word they used. So, don't sue us, Hall of Fame. And rookies. And then something else that we'll get into in a second that had me... This is the hardest checklist to do, for the record. I'll get into that. So veterans, there's 65 players on the checklist. All base are serial numbered out of 349. Parallels include green out of 10, diamond relics out of 5. There's a gold 101 and then a pure black diamond relics 101. Don't love that. To have two 101s parallels in the same subset.
I don't like jewelry on my hockey cards. I'm before you can even get there. But the people that like it. And Black Diamond's got a strong following. So,
You put real diamonds in a card like that, now I'm all about it, right?
No, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't. I'd sell them and ruin the card. I don't want jewelry on my Go ahead, Josh. Okay,
the legendary legends have 10 players on the base checklist. I'll read them just because it's always interesting who Upper Deck picks. You got Boom Boom Jeffrion, Frank Mahavlich, Gordie Howe, never heard of him, Hank Lundqvist, Josie Theodore, Jose, I know, Pavel Bure, switchered, or he's pictured. This is a kind of cool looking card.
He's switchered.
Paul Coffey, Phil Esposito, Theo Fleury, and then of course the obligatory Wayne Gretzky, who's in a Kings jersey on this one if you're keeping score. Same parallels as the base, so green out of 10, diamond relics out of 5, gold 101, and pure black diamond relics 101. Interestingly, rookies only have 18 players on the checklist. And so it's pretty small. All the guys already mentioned, plus a few others. And I like that because there won't be as many owl spottings when you open packs. So I think that's a plus for this. And again, same parallels with Vets and Legends. But here's where it gets like, oh. I spent like an hour and a half trying to like mentally figure this out. I'm not kidding you. And I like referencing a million other sites to try to do the checklist because how do I even explain this? So there's a parallel of the base set that I mentioned, the Diamond Relics out of 5 and Pure Black Diamond Relics 101. There's also a rookie subset called Diamond Relics. And they're different.
That's confusing.
Same name. So I think that and it's a bigger checklist. So I think there's like 50 rookies on it.
Oh, is it this one?
Yeah, that's the one, right? I need someone at Upper Deck to explain this to me because I'm still
Call Billy.
confused. I should. Well, I don't know if he does. I don't think he does Black Diamond. So I'd have to figure out who the product manager is. All base are serial numbered out of 99. There's 2 parallels, Emerald out of 10, Pure Black Diamond Relics 101. So there's a, to illustrate this, there's an Ivan Demidov in the rookies set of the base set that has a Diamond Relics out of 5 and a Pure Black Diamond Relics 101. There's also a Ivan Demidov Diamond Relics that has a Pure Black Diamond Relics 101. Why can't we just name it, like come up with a little bit different name? Why do we have to name it the same thing? That's where
Is Exquisite in this year's Black Diamond?
yeah.
Nice.
We'll get
Let's
there.
talk about
that. We will.
Sorry, I know you're freaking out over there, but
So
I don't know anything you're saying.
Before we get to Exquisite, we'll cover autos. So Black Diamond, of course, is mostly sticker autos. So that needs to fit your collecting preferences. There's base auto parallels for Vets, Legends, and Rookies. 54, the 65 Vets have autos, serial numbered to 99, 49, 25, or 10. 9 of the 10 Legends from the base set of autos too, including Gordie Howe. So these are serial numbered out of 25 or 10. And, you know, if you're a Gordie Howe collector, the sticker thing shouldn't bother you because any new set, now that he's passed, of course, has to be a sticker auto. And then there's a couple other auto sets that Upper Deck provided previews. You have Diamond Plate rookie autos, which has 20 players on the checklist. Base are out of 149, 99, 49, 25. And then there's a Spectrum out of 25 parallel 2. This is again where okay, so your best rookies like Demidov, right? Their base cards out of 25, and then the Spectrum parallels out of 25 too.
25.
Just roll with it, buddy. Just roll with it. Makes perfect sense.
Thank you.
We all have our own little thing. You're like, no, it's not matching.
Shield bidding's been happening forever. There's
the
nothing new
spoon bending. It's the world booting. All right. Okay. Another rookie auto set is Rookie Gem Signatures. Base are out of 199, 99, 49, 25. Parallels include red out of 10, green out of 5. So that's another rookie auto set. There's more autos again on hockeychecklist.com.
So is Rookie Gems what people chase? Like, what's the big rookie card here? Jewels of the Draft?
Maybe. Yeah, we'll talk about that in memorabilia.
Okay.
To your point, though, I don't know if Black Diamond has like a super iconic card.
Okay.
We'll find out. So on a memorabilia, again, this is our first taste of auto mem cards out of the pack for 25-26 rookies. So they're premium relics base parallels for Vets, Legends, and Rookies. Not all are patches. Some are sticks, gloves, leg pads, goalie equipment, etc. This is one of the things where I'll pump our checklist site too. We give you the specific mem type. So if you want to know, like Wayne Gretzky's a glove or something like that, and not just a general relic. Captain's patches feature a manufactured patch honoring the captain of each team, as well as auto to go with it. Base are serial numbered out of 99. There's a gold parallel too. It's like we're looking at the OV one that's previewed on YouTube. So I think it's like out of 24 or 25, something like that. A nice looking RPA is the Diamond Debut Relics auto patch.
This
These
one
are
happens
serial.
to be Josh. This one actually is
Oh, it's
eight
out
out
of
of
10.
10.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And then there's a Diamond Debut Relics. I like the look of this
That's
one.
a nice card.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
a
that's a
very
nice
nice
looking
looking card. Yeah.
And Zane Prague is on here. These are serial numbered out of 49 or 25. Another nice looking card, I think, is Diamond Legends. So this one, here's a Gretzky glove auto. Yeah. I just wish this is like where, again, this is my preference, my opinion, doesn't make it right. That's such a great memory, memorabilia. Who knows how much Wayne Gretzky game used mem is left? And I get it. You got to put great cards in every set to provide the chase, but I would love to see that glove piece in like a cup card
Statue.
Yeah.
stature. Yeah. Where you got
Yeah, that is a stature patch, Louis. Yeah, for sure.
oh, Louis. Yeah. Great names on this checklist. In addition to Wayne, you got Bobby Hull, Glenn Anderson, who hates me,
He does.
Marion
does.
Hossa, Mario Lemieux, Pavel Datsuk, Patrick Wua. So someone's there. Gemography is another one that you see a lot, and that's got like a big diamond ish thing, plastic probably.
I've never even held one of these cards. I just see them a lot. What is this, like a 300-point card with the diamond sticking out?
Probably 180
No, it fits in the
or 140.
Okay.
Oh,
Do they
it would
glue-
tell you it would tell you on the checklist site
Do
exactly.
they glue the diamond? Or do they? I'm gonna buy one, just take it apart. I'm curious.
Well, don't buy a spendy one. I'm
No,
looking at it right now.
Of
So
course, I'm gonna buy one of Matthews, nice and cheap.
Gemography is 140 point.
Even with the nubbies sticking out.
The nubby.
The belly button more of an inning.
Yeah.
You mentioned Jewels of the Draft, Phil. That's the next one. These are nice looking.
That's probably my favorite card in this set. Yeah.
Interestingly, though, it's like the least black diamond looking card there is, right? It doesn't kind of fit the whole motif of the other cards, but look at that patch for Demidov there.
Mm-hmm.
Chunky.
Of course, we have another big rookie that is joining the Scribble sort of auto there. It's pretty bad.
I think I'm turning Jake Sanderson might be the last player I collect with autos. I mean, it does nothing for me. It's inserts only, baby.
Another popular RPA are the team logo patches. These again are manufacturer patches. Here's Matthew Schaefer on YouTube. These are out of 99, 49, 25, or 10. Then they continuing on the manufactured patch theme, they have a set for 4 nations. So Canada, here you have McDavid featured, USA, Sweden, Finland. Base are 1 in 5 packs. There's a few parallels. There's a retro, which is again 1 in 5 packs too. Gold out of 15, gold alternate out of 5, and gold shield 101. Inserts, there are a few inserts in Black Diamond. Band of Colors is probably the most popular one. Vets and Legends are out of 25. Rookies are out of 26. Rookie Gems is another insert that Upper Deck provided a preview of. Base are serial numbered out of 399. Then there's 2 parallels, red out of 100, green out of 10. And then if you go to hockeychecklist.com to see all the other inserts, which brings us lastly to Exquisite. So we get our first taste of Exquisite collection for the 25-26 products. Exquisite cards are typically found in Black Diamond, Ice, and then the Cup. All Exquisite cards in Black Diamond are base or mem. There's no Exquisite autos in Black Diamond. So I guess that's the wrinkle there, because I think all Exquisite cards have on-card autos, and there's no time for the set to do that. So dual swatch rookies, which we're looking at right now on YouTube, are, I think, a nice looking memorabilia card. Base are out of 75. There's 2 parallels, gold out of 25 and gold spectrum out of 5. This next one did hit me in the feels pretty hard. Extra Exquisite jersey cards. This is a gold spectrum patch parallel for Hall of Famer and legend Sid Abel. A base are serial numbered out of 99, 49, or 25. Then there's gold patch out of 3, silver spectrum patch 101, and gold spectrum patch 101. That is an amazing patch.
Yeah, that's an incredible card, man. Holy moly.
Good looking.
That, oh my gosh. Love that card. Again, there's a few more Exquisite sets on hockeychecklist.com.
That was that Sid Abel card was crazy. I wonder if so Red Wings, eh? Red Wings.
Yeah.
So the Red Wings fanatics will be after that card.
Oh, if you're a Sid Abel guy, this is
Yeah.
like the biggest probably thing in a long time.
Well, Jason's a big Detroit Red Wings fan. I wonder if he's because
Oh,
if
yeah.
I was the president, I'd be like, hey, let's push some sense cards here, eh?
Your friend, Jason?
Yeah, our friend, our group friend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Can we
Oh,
call him a friend? I
group
think
friend,
so.
huh?
We're friends.
Well, you can call him a friend. I don't know if he'll call us a friend, but
Wow,
Yeah.
this friend's I'm a little bit on the notch up, and I think we're
all
gonna know
right,
why.
all right.
All right.
Mhm.
So here's what to expect if you pick up a box of 25-26 Black Diamond. You get 1 pack, 6 cards per pack. You get 1 autograph or diamond relic, 1 exquisite collection insert, 3 inserts, tech or memorabilia, 1 base or base parallel. So right now, pre-sales on minting.ca are $4.99 CAD, and looks like it's pre-selling in the US for about $300. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Overall thoughts on 25-26 Black Diamond? It seems pretty standard to me. Like if you're a Black Diamond fan, I can't imagine how you'd be disappointed with the checklist. And that's an able card. Holy crap. Is that
Come on, I'd say
Yeah,
Black Diamond
great.
looks pretty good. If you're currently a Black Diamond fan, I think you're gonna love this year. That green rookie gems look pretty cool, and
Yeah.
those exquisite cards are top tier. Just because it's not for me or us doesn't mean it's not scratching the itch of a lot of other collectors. So
What I think is we get better at doing this and being hockey card journalists. It's hard to develop the perspective of, well, how do we talk about sets that we just don't collect or don't, doesn't meet our subjective criteria as collectors, and how do we
Yeah.
be objective about the set? It's very hard to do.
I've met enough people that thoroughly enjoy Black Diamond. So I'm
Yeah,
not
of course,
shitting on
it
their
sells
shit.
well.
Yeah.
What about you, Louis? Any closing thoughts?
Nope. Black Diamond, baby.
Black Diamond, baby. All right, Philip, mailbag.
All right, you boys take a load off. Here we go. Gongshow Mailbag. First question.
Oh, hold on. There. Sorry.
No problem. Instagram, McKinnon McCarr. Hey, guys. Hey, McKinnon. I'm a huge fan of the show. Thanks, man. I have a question debate that I think might be interesting regarding some game-used memorabilia on rookie cards. I'm probably one of the few people who feel that event-worn rookie memorabilia is arguably better than game-used. Here's why. The day a player is drafted is one of the most important days of their career. It's the day their NHL career begins. To have a piece of a jersey they wore on that special day, to me at least, is more significant than having memorabilia from a game they played in their rookie year. There are lots of opportunities to own game-used memorabilia from second-year cards and beyond. And please keep in mind, I do love game-used memorabilia. However, I feel that having a player-worn patch, I'm tired of saying memorabilia, from one of the most important days of their career, draft day, in brackets, is very unique and special. Would love to hear your opinions. Louis, what do you think?
I can't disagree with the way he's looking at it. I mean, if they came out and said, hey, this is the jersey that he threw on when he walked up on stage during the draft, it's cool. I just don't know if it would stick or not with people. I don't know. Give it a whirl. I'm nothing against it. Good way to look at it.
Josh?
I'll echo Louis. I think your logic makes a lot of sense. For me, and all I can give is my perspective, it's just like I don't like portrait cards with draft day. I prefer hockey cards that depict the player playing the game. And therefore, if I'm going to have memorabilia, I want game used memorabilia. But it's not a right or wrong or good or bad. It's just my preference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care that much as long as the player wore the jersey. I just like colors and I like good schematics, and it's not a hill I want to die on. I would probably still buy a card for the price it's asking for, whether it was game used or not. I'm odd that way, and it doesn't bother me much. But I completely understand people that only buy game used jerseys. That makes total sense to me. But I lean more with you, McKinnon McCarr, than I would with Josh. I'm not even buying patch cards these days. I'm all about the inserts lately. All right, moving on. Next question. Great question, by the way, man. Or great statement, I guess. Instagram, Ryan Moss. Hey, Ryan. Thanks for the card, man. Why is the cup $1,400 American a tin? After taxes, it's $1,500 plus. I don't recall last year's Bedard tax being that high off the drop. So I know this is a high-end breaking product, but didn't someone just say they didn't want to lose true collectors and how they were concerned that the collector was getting priced out? I'm not making any accusations. I'm just pointing out some facts. I'll go first. In general, Ryan, I'm willfully ignoring this. I feel I addressed it as much as I could properly in Phil ways when we talked about it in Hobby News. I feel like a lot of this conversation is above my knowledge and it's punching above my weight a little bit. So I'm not going to pay attention to it and I'll stick with Parker's Champions. Yeah. Boys, anything? I mean, we did talk about it in Hobby News. Do you have anything else to say to it or?
Nothing to add.
The older I get, the more confused I get.
I think when you see the systematic, when you see through things, when someone is saying something to you, but you know and you see different things, I don't know what to do anymore. Like I thought life gets easier as you get older, right? The more you learn, the more alone I feel. I feel very lonely in my older age with the things that I know. So I don't want to know more.
Yeah, in the vacuum of our little hockey hobby, it's people will be maybe jarred by the price increase, but maybe somebody would say, if you're a basketball card collector, a box of flagship Prism is $2,000, and a box of National Treasures or Flawless is $15,000 to $20,000. So,
and then I'll say, well, that doesn't make it right. And then you say, well, it's capitalism.
Yeah,
and then they say that's why. Like it goes
that's why I'm
on.
confused. It's just like it's like I don't know what's right. I don't know what's right. You just, I guess, have to decide, is it worth it to you or not? And maybe
And that's
go from there.
Nothing's happened in the hobby since I've been 6 years old that has made me leave the hobby. And if you're listening to this, don't leave the hobby if something upsets you. Don't. There's no reason. There's so many other, like listen, the price of this cup is going to make people go crazy. They're going to lose it. They're going to feel like someone broke into their house and killed their dog. Do not be that person. Don't. Ooh. If you want to be that person, do it for 5 minutes and then let it go. Let it go. You don't want your kids seeing you behave this way, right? So
yeah.
Well, okay, you can control. Hobby what you can control.
I think it was maybe Chris McGill from Card Ladder at once made a statement that made a lot of sense to me, and saying that relatively the total amount of money in the hobby doesn't change, right? And so when the cup goes up to $1,400, and people start buying that, it means that there's more allocated to the cup, and that means, but by the yin and nature's thing, right, is that less money gets allocated somewhere else. So really cool cards that maybe came out 3 years ago, 10 years ago, or 30 years ago, there might be not as much attention. And if the threshold to buy the cup is beyond what you want to pay, then focus on stuff that doesn't have the spotlight on it right now, and you might get really good deals and be really happy.
And you will. It's not a maybe. Listen, people will sell cards that were super hot 3 to 5 years ago or 10 years ago to do this, and apply the same formula with other things. See opportunity when other people are freaking out. It's great, man. It works. Sometimes it doesn't, but okay. Next question. Good question, Ryan. The Gambler. Hey guys, working on collecting the 2019 SP Game U Stanley Cup Letterman collection for Yzerman. There are 10 letters and then a possible redemption card if you complete. My question is, what's the print run on each letter of the set? Or the set. No, of the set. In my search so far, I've only found 4 of the letters for sale on the sold in the market. Either it's a low print run or everyone is holding and collecting as well. Thanks again. Josh, question.
The serial numbers for the letter, not the entire set.
Correct.
Oh, okay. The serial number is for the letter, not the entire set. There you go.
Yes.
Next question. Discord. Old school cards.
OSC.
Do you think Ryan Getzlaf deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? Do you think he will get in eventually? 1,157 games played, 282 goals, 737 assists for a total of 1,019 points and a plus 102. I went a little ham on this, so I'll go ahead.
You do it.
I struggle constantly with who should be left in the Hall of Fame and who shouldn't be. I mean, so let's look at some things here. He cleared 1,000 points. Check. He did it as a playmaking two-way center, not a pure shooter. He's Stanley Cup champion in 2007. He led Anaheim in playoff scoring during that run as well. He had 17 points in 21 games. Excellent for the playoffs. Almost a point a game playoff performer, 120 points in 125 playoff games. That puts him in elite Hall of Fame territory. He's a Hart Trophy finalist in 2013-14, finished second in NHL behind Crosby, dominant in the 2005 World Juniors. This is where I screw up a lot. It's not just the NHL. And I've been such a homer about that. It is not just the NHL. And I've made big mistakes. And I have to remind myself of that. So in 2005 World Juniors, he had 12 points in 6 games on one of the greatest Canadian junior hockey teams ever. His international resume is stacked. 2 Olympic golds, a world gold. He's got a world junior gold. He's won everything you absolutely can. He's a franchise icon, Ducks all-time leader in assists and points, longtime captain and ambassador of the game of hockey in Southern California. Yes, Hall of Fame inductee in my books. Do you boys agree or disagree?
I agree. I did find a couple little nuggets on
Give her, Louis. Give her.
why people might say no, but I
No, fight me, bro. Fight me. Go.
I think a lot of the other things will outweigh it. So the hesitation would probably be no MVP, only 2 80-plus point seasons, and then I don't really care about these last 2, but quiet market, and then not a flashy goal scorer. I don't care if you're flashy or not. You put the biscuit in the basket.
Yeah, the last 2 have nothing to do with the Hall of Fame.
No.
But I hate these debates.
I'm not good at them, man. I suck. All I know is Phil Housley shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. That's all I know.
Stop. Here's why I hate him, because I very much fall into the camp that the Hall of Fame should represent the greatest of the great and should have a high bar of entry. And to have that, by nature, you need to have players that are really tough not to put them in the Hall of Fame, and that makes people mad. And I don't know if Ryan Getzlaf, I think it's borderline, right?
Yeah,
I think you can make an eloquent argument both ways. And what this exercise reinforces to me is that I never want to vote for who's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. I would be agonized over something like
I know
this,
you would just say yes to everybody. I know you. You're like, probably. I don't want to bother anyone. Yeah, you would just say yes to everybody. Everybody come on in. Okay. Just not to my house.
Yeah, so that's the only 2 things I could come up with. I saw you had that plethora of things on there. I don't know. I hate him, so he's like my Chris Pronger. I know I can't use that as an excuse, but
no, that's 3.
No MVP, no flashy tearing it down 80-point plus seasons, just 2 of them, I guess.
A big thing for me is being an ambassador for the sport. That to me has a little bit more merit than points. Yeah. Like if you grew the game internationally, that wins a lot of points for me.
He should be on the team Ring of Honor and have his jersey retired, but should he be in the NHL Hall of Fame?
Hockey Hall of Fame.
Hockey Hall of Fame. You're right. Sorry.
Okay.
Shame.
All right, next question. Let's move on.
I say no.
Okay, Discord. Hank Carolina Card. It seems to be pretty common knowledge now that Upper Deck employees are avid listeners of the Gongshow podcast. Oh, thank you. What are the chances they have infiltrated the Discord? And what is Billy's Discord alias? Louis, what do you
This is the part of the movie, Phil, where you rip off your mask and it's Billy Cilia.
Yeah, I'm Ethan Hunt.
Yeah. No, I thought the same thing. Great question. I wonder what all other aliases are in the Discord.
I think they would be very happy with their Discord, because we do not have like a I was gonna say, I can only think of a bad word. Our Discord is pretty puppy dogs and ice cream and very much celebratory over the hockey hobby.
Yeah, if Jason went in our Discord, he'd be like, wow, this is amazing. This is exactly what I want. I'm in. Okay. Actually, Hank, I can 100% confirm that the president of Upper Deck listens from not only to our show, from beginning to end of almost every show, and that is beyond flattering and equally, if not more, terrifying. So, yeah. Okay, next question.
Mhm.
Son of... Okay, Discord, Ben. Coming back to the true rookie discussion from the last show, in basketball, Topps bought, I can't say the name, the really good,
Wembanyama.
tall, I don't know.
Wembanyama.
Wembenyama.
Yeah.
Wemby. Let's call him Wemby.
Okay, yes. Topps bought Wemby's jersey. Oh, thank you, Josh. From his first ever NBA game in 2023, cut it in around 400 pieces, put these into serial numbered cards, let him sign every card, and released it in a 23-24 product. For me, that's the closest we can get to a true rookie card in today's collecting world. Thoughts? I agree. That's pretty cool. I don't have anything else to say. Josh, what do you think?
Well, just understand, like, his rookies are 2022 cards. And so what they're saying is that they bought a jersey from that year and then put them in the next year's release. Actually, Upper Deck does primarily the same thing. I think one of the things that most people may not know, or many people may not know, is in hockey, a lot of second year patch autos that are game used are actually rookie jerseys, because they have to get jerseys from their rookie season. And they just don't put rookie on the card. I do think, though, a rookie card needs to come from the first season that the cards were produced, not the second year. But yeah, this whole the whole what is a rookie card thing is a minefield. For
Yeah,
sure.
but you'll have to listen, unless the whole hobby 100% adopts that as common knowledge. Did you know, actually, the second year card as the rookie? Dude, no one cares. Like, nobody
Fair.
cares about that.
Fair.
You know what I mean? I know you do, and I know it's ironic, but until that is common knowledge, you're going to have to sell it, you know? Louis, what do you think?
I don't.
Okay. Next question, Ben. Or no, wait, did we just do Ben? Yes. Now we're doing is this Tori?
No.
No,
okay.
somebody else.
Okay. Discord, North Stars fan 23, also known as Not Tori. Hi guys, great show. Glad you had fun at the expo. Question for you. Let's say someone was going to attend the expo to purchase a high dollar card, such as a PSA 6 Gretzky O-Pee-Chee rookie. While this may not be a high dollar card to some people, it is to me. If you arrive on Thursday and buy the card on Thursday, what should you do with the card between then and when you leave on Sunday? Keep the card on you at all times because it's not safe to leave in your hotel room. B, leave the card in your hotel room because it's locked and you might get mugged. What? Or have someone pickpocket you and steal the card? Jesus, man, where are you walking at night? Other options? Thanks for a great show, especially you, Phil. Thanks, man. I know he likes you, Josh, the best. I'll go first. If you're in your hotel room, so lock it. Make sure your hotel room door is locked, and do what everybody does. Hide it under your mattress, man. Come on, it's that easy.
Don't forget it.
Yeah, just don't forget it. And I don't know. I don't have much to say. If you think you're going to get mugged, I don't really think about it. Just make sure you hit them harder. Okay, bad advice. Louis, what do you think?
I started off on a first other point is people need to really stop with saying things that they collect, and it might not be a high dollar card to some people, but it is to me. We all collect differently. We all got different bankrolls. Just collect what you like, be happy with it, what you have or what interests you, and move on. Anyways, with traveling ever, whether it's a card or whatever you bring with on a vacation somewhere, just use your brain. You know, what you want to leave in the hotel room. You know, I know they have safes in some of them where you can lock things up. I don't use those either, but I carry a backpack with me at the show. It's always on me. So if I were to have bought a card like that or something expensive, it would always be on me. Simple as that.
Louis keeps his purse really tight to his hip, so
I do.
yeah.
Or you could call up Gongshow partner Enzo Ferrari, get your PC covered, and you won't have to worry.
Josh coming at this with that, of course.
Well,
You
I'm
wonder why he's the
sorry.
conductor, eh?
Is it not true?
It's
You think of it, you can
well-
feel
well
the
done.
stress in
Well
there,
done, Jeff.
and you know you still have to be smart, right? You can't be flippant, with your cards. But that's why we partnered with Enzo, because if you reasonably protect your card and something bad happens, then you're protected.
Yeah, there you go. I think he meant earlier. I think Louis, he meant, well, it's not a high dollar card to some people, but it is to him. I think he didn't want to get made fun of. I think he didn't want to be like, well, I mean, how much is an OP? He's just like $5,000. Dude, I'd keep
It's
a
a high
10
value card to me, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I'm a bit looser than that. Either way, I hope we helped you out there, North Stars fan 23.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying, everybody's got their what's expensive,
Yeah,
$300 might be expensive to somebody too. So it is what it is.
Completely. Fair. Thanks. I hope you got 3 different answers, North Stars fan 23. I hope that was good for you. Okay, Discord. Some would say S. Herschel. I will not. I choose Sherschel 33.
Do we have this one, Louis?
Here, we'll go here.
Oh, perfect. Okay. With a lot of the rookies playing well, for example, Bedard, Carlson, Celebrini, and Gauthier, how is it affecting Demidov's value? Should you hold or sell as young guns and variations? I was also at the Toronto Expo for my very first time and had a blast. Right on, Herschel. Good job, man. Thank you for all that you guys do and really getting me into the hobby. Good man. Good man. And listen, if you're new in the hobby, something's gonna upset you. Do not leave the hobby. Write another question or find some friends and compadres to vent to. Anyways, I'll go first. Everybody is buying all these kids, including Demidov. That's all I gotta say. Everyone's buying them. But I'm happy you had fun, man.
Right. Yeah,
Louis, what do you think?
Super glad you had fun at the expo, because that blows your mind the first time. Well, second, third, fourth. How many times have been there now? I don't know. Every time it still blows me away. And I would say, like Phil did, everybody's buying those guys. I don't think it's going to hurt him, although his team's kind of laying an egg right now. So
I'd sell it if you're looking for money. I mean, I have 2. I'm going to sell them. And maybe that's the answer you're looking for. I'm going to sell them immediately.
We're kind of in the golden age of young talent right now. And who knows? I mean, you could make an argument that 10 guys could be, and 10 won't end up being superstars, but that'll be part of the fun of it, is seeing, who separates themselves from the pack over the next few years and elevates their game to that elite status. And then, hey, Louis, go back to the previous question, because I was a mouton and didn't add it to the notes next. So,
oh, you want me? Okay.
Clico. Yeah, we'll just read it off the screen.
Okay. Hey, boys, you can only use each one time. Buy, sell, hold. Choose which 3 of your compadres, including Dave, gets which.
Oh.
Josh, you go first.
He's trying to, what is he trying to do? Like, get us to hate each other or something?
I'm selling the farm.
Well, I would, because I love to squeeze him, I would hold Louis. That's what he means, right? Hugging.
Good.
So, and then I would buy Phil and I would sell Dave, because I think I get the most money for Dave. And then I would buy, I would clone him and buy him back.
Yeah, I'll go, Louis, so you can decide based on our answers what you would do.
I'm not answering this question. This is ridiculous.
So I have to agree with Josh. I would hold Louis. Looks like a good cuddler.
Aww.
I'd buy Neil, because my house would always be very, very
clean,
tidy and clean, and I'd have great conversation with a great man. And I'd probably sell Dave, because he's pretty handsome, and I feel like he'd fetch a good penny.
Well, he wore a Maple Leafs jersey too, so that
no, the Devil's shirt will not be in this home. Okay, next question. Dennis, my friend, Ray Borg Card Collection. I've recently discovered the Smarter Collector app. I have no idea what that is, and it's great. Been adding my cards on the platform, and while doing it, I discovered that there are no more artist proof or premiere date first issue after 2000 or 2001. Any reasons why? And were you a fan of those cards? I'll go first. I was a fan of those cards, and I thought Score, Summit, and Pinnacle ceased to exist post 2000. So, Dennis, I'm confused. Maybe I know.
I think he's saying like Upper Deck doesn't do artist proof or premiere, or like first off the line or premiere date, or
does Upper Deck own Pinnacle and Score?
But they don't do a similar concept, even by.
Oh, I don't know why then. Sorry, that just shows you I have no idea. Do you know, Josh?
No,
Okay, well, ask
Um,
Billy. Billy's coming
yeah.
on. When's Billy coming on next week?
we're gonna do a cup release day live show. This would be we'll do another Ask Billy Everything, and you can ask him then, Dennis.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Louis, do you have anything to add?
No, sir.
Okay, next question. Instagram, the Card Farmer Official. Hey, fellas. Hey, Card Farmer. What are your thoughts on the French text on the O-Pee-Chee Platinum rookie cards? I'm no francophone, but I think they would be so much nicer without it. Would Upper Deck remove it for a cleaner look, or do you think it's just part of the brand now? Thanks again. I've never noticed, so I'm not the person to ask.
Is that
I
still a
would-
legal requirement in Canada or no? Because I know that that's
In
originally
Ontario,
why
I don't. If it is required coast to coast, no one's doing it except my province.
Mm.
Go to Quebec and see how many English signs you see. Anyways,
guess
I don't have a
I'm
horse in the
really-
race, and I feel like this would be very offensive potentially to French people, and I do not want to offend.
no. I've listened. I play baseball in Canada in Ottawa. Okay, we're called Ottawa Gatineau region. I always love doing a French accent, and I always have. Somebody on another team once said that was very offensive, and I apologized for it and everything. I assumed he was French. He's English because his team came up to me after and said that was really funny. I don't even remember what I said. So the people that usually get upset are English, Anglophones. And I do apologize if someone gets upset, but someone's going to get upset at everything you do. So moving on.
Mhm.
Max Collectible Card Plus. With the recent news about shill bidding and how certain individuals are using fake accounts to pump and dump their cards, do you guys think that the hobby needs to be regulated, licensed, and be bonded to curb shill bidding and breakers that scam people? Great job, boy. Well, I know what you think, Max. Great job, boys, that keep up the great work. I'll go first. I think if regulation came and it dropped a regulation hammer, we would see, not so, I think us least, but I think a lot of the other sports would see an astronomical drop in the price of cards. That's it.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
I can't disagree with it.
Yeah. Josh, anything to add?
Nope.
Okay. Discord, Foley 48. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if I want regulation. I like to be lied to. I'm a fan.
Mhm.
Okay, Foley 48. Phil mentioned he was not able to pick up a Crosby Seismic Gold at the Expo, and we all know how high it was on his list. Josh and Louie, was there any card you really hoping to find? I don't think they really got a chance to shop much. Did you find it, or is it a case of hopefully you find it next time? So I was very disappointed, Foley 48, and I still am disappointed, and I'm pretty upset about it. I can't find any. I think people are just holding, man. I think people are
Can
just
I push
holding a lot
back
of
though
their
on that with you a little bit? I think the best cards, and it's a great card, and the fact that it's been hard for you to get is gonna make it so much more exciting when you finally get one.
Yeah, of course. No, I'll get it. I'm not worried about it. It's a fun. It's a hunt. That's why I call it a hunt, because you don't always
Yeah.
come home with the food, right? All right. Next
Mhm.
I was
question.
looking for the Frank Patrick. Well,
Still,
yeah, we got to
That's on the back
Louis and I got to
burner.
go through it with the Frank Patrick 1910 C56, and I do eventually want to buy a low grade because I don't want to spend a ton of money, high eye appeal one. And there was one that somebody pointed out at the expo, but it had a big chunk out of the corner, and I couldn't get there.
No,
So,
couldn't get past today.
Louis, did you have a card you missed out on that you really wanted?
actually, you know what? I don't think I did. I got two that I wanted for sure, and an extra one that I wasn't expecting getting. And no, I did all right. It was all on Thursday.
All right, next question. Vegas Collector. With the crew having gone to both the Expo and the National, well, at least those of you who are truly dedicated to the hobby, you jerk, well done.
Oh,
Would you recommend for someone who is a hockey card collector but also collects memorabilia from other sports? Well, obviously you don't listen to the show, Vegas, because we've said it 1,000 times. The National doesn't have any hockey cards. Jerk right back to you.
That's
yeah,
a
it's
no
hard.
brainer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no brainer.
No,
Go to the Expo.
well, it's a no-brainer to go to the expo, but there really wasn't any hockey mem either.
You can
Expo,
find other stuff at the expo. You can't find hockey at the National.
true.
So if you're primarily a hockey collector, well, you
Yep.
can find a little bit of hockey, but not enough. Let me
You gotta
rephrase it that
more.
way.
You gotta search.
Next question. Discord. Guy
Oh,
from Guelph.
No.
No. I'm sorry. No.
Guy from Gilf.
Hey there. Hope you're all well, except Josh. It was nice chatting with crap. It was nice chatting with you, Josh, on Friday at the expo. Okay, well, I've recently discovered that a couple of guys on my PC, Sundin and Lindros, have PMGs from the 2012 to 13 Fleer Retro set. This has gotten me down the PMG rabbit hole. Oh boy. For 2012-13, is it correct that there are 100 copies of each card while they are numbered as follows: green 10, blue 50, red 100, and not 160 total between all versions? Hope I explained that right. Also, the grades have me scratching my head. I have not seen a PSA 9 or 10, and the 7s and 8s that I have seen are not the cheapest. Do these cards not grade well? A little interesting PMG fact I learned is that the PMG started with basketball in 96-97, then it branched to football, baseball, and finally hockey in 2012-13. Lastly, I love the show in the community. Fantasy hockey is more challenging than I thought. Take it away, Josh.
Yeah, so I think part of the confusion comes from that inherently, when PMGs were created, they were numbered out of 100. The first 10 were the green, and then the red are out of 100, but it's really the next 90. So the green are out of 10, and then the red are out of 100, but it's cards essentially 11 through 100. Then later on, they added a blue parallel, and that's its own unique. It doesn't fit in to the first 100. That's just out of 50. Then in 2020, they added the gold 101, and that's again its own unique thing. It's 101. So it's really the intertwined relationship of PMGs is the red and the green. And out of the 100 total printed, the green are the first 10, the red are essentially cards 11 through 100. As far as the grading goes, these cards are basically like foiled, pure foil cards. And when they're cut by razor blades, the foiling tends to chip on the edges, so they do not grade well. I like a PMG or a PSA 8 is like a PSA 10 of any other card. So an acceptable grade for like if you want a graded copy would be like PSA 6, 7, 8 are all. I wouldn't bat an eye at that. I wouldn't stay away from a PSA 7 for sure. That's probably equivalent to a PSA 9 of a Young Guns or something like that. You kind of have to adjust your calibration down to the fact that these cards are often chipped out of the pack. And then what it comes down to, and we've, I think, all experienced this, and Louis experienced it at the expo. So knowing that the card's not going to be perfect, a lot of times it comes down to where the chipping is on the edges. And if you find it distracting or not, like if it's very pronounced in a corner, typically like for my preferences, that it makes me stay away from that card. If it's more along like the middle of an edge or something like that, I care a little bit less.
It's a PMG, man. There's only 100 or 50 of them. I still don't get why people grade a lot of them. It's iconic without the grade, with it or not. Like that's my opinion. I just if a card is 100 or under, as a general rule, I don't understand why people are grading it. I mean, I do, of course, I do. There's a market for that, but a PMG, that's parting the seas as that card's walking in a card shop already, whether you have it in a slab or not. If you like your cards protected, yeah, go nuts. Go see.
Like at the 2 expos ago, Louis had a Marty Brodeur. It's one of the most amazing color matched, a great pose, but there was a chipping in the corner, and we kind of stared at it, and Louis ended up passing on it because both of us agreed it's just way too distracting.
Your eye went to it right away, eh?
Yeah.
If you can handle it though, pick it up if it's a good price, right? I value if it's a rare card and there's a ding in it, and I don't mind the ding at all. I think some not altered, that's the wrong word. Some compromised cards have charm in their compromisation.
Yes.
I like a card that has tilt, an old vintage card that's tilted. I love that, and that would not grade well. And I love those cards. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, that one.
Sorry, go ahead, Louis. Go ahead.
No, that one. It's like Josh. My ear thing fell out. The corner was really bad, right? And it was just one of those where we couldn't probably stand to look at it too much. So then he had another one, and I don't know if you can see, but this was actually pretty good. If you can see the bottom, There's a little white, but that's the worst of it on this one.
That's about as good of a PMG as you can possibly find.
So
Like that's like a PSA 20 PMG.
Yeah, I just couldn't have lived with that corner being white. So he went. I mean, I couldn't believe it when he said, "Well, I got another one. I'll bring it in. You can look at that one." Yeah.
It's almost like he's a hockey card dealer.
Weird. Okay.
Weird.
Next question. Instagram, the Blake Down. You guys met me and know I'm a younger collector, but I really like the look of the old stuff like Fleer and Skybox. I always ask Upper Deck to make those old card designs with the guys I collect now. Do you guys want to see more of the retro sets and inserts, and what do you want? I want like NBA 97 Skybox Z-Force Quick Strike, 97 Skybox Thunder Lightning. Yeah. And 97 Ultra Star Power Supreme. There are lots more, but I want those for sure in hockey cards. I agree, young Blake Down. I don't like change. I'm old. Bring back the 90s.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I think as long as they're balanced about it, they just can't overdo it, and they need to make the cards rare and special and not common and devalue what they meant to collectors in the past.
I would do Fleer Retro every 7 years. That's what I would do. Every 7 years, I would do Fleer Retro. Okay, next question, Instagram. Or Louis, did you have anything to say about the 90s there?
No, roll.
No, you're good. Okay. Next question, second last question. No, third last. Does your NHL team's arena sell hobby boxes at the game? Mine sells tins and blasters. Would be great to get more people into the hobby if all the arenas sell them. Well, funny story, Alex. I went to an Upper Deck event at my barn, and they didn't let me in. I had a camera on, and I said, I'll take it off. And they said, no, now you might hide it, and you just can't come in the event. And I believe they sold hobby cards there, but I don't know. And at Sens games, I'm not sure if they do. I'm not sure. You guys have any thoughts?
I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I haven't seen him at the Wild game, but I haven't necessarily looked for him either.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure.
Second last question. Bourbon Card Collector. Salut, bonjour, les gars. Question on valuing a card. Tried to sell a Cale Makar O-Pee-Chee Marquee Rookie Black Retro out of 100 to multiple vendors at the Expo. They all used Card Ladder and 130 point for comps, and we're only able to find one sale from 2020 for around $50. Oh, wait till you see what I found. None of them offered more than $40, which I felt was a slap in the face. It's not personal. They're just trying to make money. Seeing as the same card for Bedard, Celebrini, Jack Hughes have recently gone for 200 plus. What would you value this card at? Any advice on how to deal with a card in this kind of situation? All right, well, I went a little ham because I love O-Pee-Chee. So don't take it personally. I know it's just in a figure of speech and it's an expression, but I hope you actually didn't feel like they slapped you in the face. It's just money, dude. I wouldn't also kind of put a Cale Makar card from 6-7 years ago to what Celebrini and Jack Hughes are doing now. It's a different thing a little bit. I know it's kind of the same card, but Makar's, it's a different thing. I don't know how differently to explain that. And thirdly, I found 6 sales, all from 2022. And not one of those sales I found was under $120. So as follows, the cheapest I found was for 120 even, 145.58, 145.50, 150, 212, and 149.99, and that was a PSA 8. So I found 6 sales of your card and those are American prices. One sec, Louis. So good thing you didn't sell the card. Good thing you didn't sell the card. Okay, go ahead, Louis.
Didn't we just have Who's Hot in the struggle bus, and then there's prices at the end? And Phil said he didn't know how to do that.
So I don't know how to find the average on the card indexes.
Oh,
I can definitely go one by one with my finger and write the prices of the cards.
Okay. I'm still proud of you.
I have to teach him how to. Yeah. Okay.
Good try, though. Good try. Get me on the next one.
Tried to bury you.
Yeah.
Good answer, Bill. Good answer.
Damn it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm happy you didn't sell the card, man. And yeah, I mean, it's a great card. If you want the best value, put it in Slab Sharks.
Thanks for putting the work in,
now
Phil.
you're learning, young whippersnapper.
I'm getting better at this corporate thing. All right. last question. Sonic Boom cards, a regular. What was it? Street Fighter? Guile was the army guy. Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom.
Any advice to comp a card that doesn't have sales or for which there was a sale but not too far back? Yeah, find a friend like Josh. What do you think? I don't know, Louis. Do you know? Josh, do you know?
Well, find a similar card. You
That's
know,
probably
Yeah, you just have to triangulate the best you can.
get your compass and protractor ready. Go get your price.
get it.
All right, I think that's it.
Personal pickups. Phil, back to you.
All right.
Oh, hey, there. If you're reading the notes, they're in an opposite order. Just so you know.
Oh, okay. That's okay. So if you missed Friday nights with Phil, that's okay. I'll retell the story. I bought this card. It was $100 price tag from a guy that used to own a card store in Quint, Toronto, just outside of Toronto, kind of Ajax. I don't know, whatever. A little suburb in the early 90s when the Jays won their first World Series. Pat Borders was the golden boy for Canada. So they decided to have an autograph session in the shopping center. And they decided to accessorize Pat Borders with Gordie Howe and Maurice Richard. And so the owner of the shop went and got a bunch of signatures, and he got this Gordie Howe signature from Gordie for $8. Pat Borders was 10. Anyways, whatever. I love this card. This card means the world to me. I'm very happy. And the second card I got this in my Fleer Retro box and I'm very happy because I want this card and I need it. So I'm very, very satisfied I pulled this from one of the best sets ever.
Did the look on your face when you saw that? You were jazzed.
Yeah.
Man.
Thanks,
What a
Louis.
great card.
Oh, it's amazing. Not only is it a great card, I pulled it from a pack.
What I said, I hopped on the recording platform after your show just to chat with you about this, and I'm amazed, curious, and really happy that they've never ever made this card again.
Yeah,
I kind of think that that's awesome, and I hope they don't.
Yeah, but you made a good point. This is our downtown, right? This is our kaboom.
It kind of feels like it, yeah. Like these electrifying.
It's electrifying.
Wow.
They're real and they're spectacular.
Baba Louie.
Yeah.
You got?
I got one of the cards I was chasing down. I finally got it because I couldn't rip it from Phil's hands for the last 2 years.
No,
then he sold them all. And I knew Dave wasn't going to get rid of his because he's putting the set together. So I picked up a 2021 Upper Deck SP Signature Edition Legends All-Time Feature Watch Auto. Mike Madano.
Beauty.
Love it. So happy. That's the only one I got to share right now. I got enough to share for months now.
That's got to be one of his top 10 best cards, right? Minnesota North Stars.
He's in the perfect North Stars uniform.
Yeah, perfect stride. Like he's in good stride. Looks like he's in the neutral zone, getting ready to execute. You know, it's good.
Heck yeah, Joshy.
I'm going to show one pickup too. It's a card that I am very, very happy to get. I bought it from Jeremy Lee. I always tend to buy stuff for him. Love the black refractors from Topps Chrome. I think when you get to like 2001, it's not 2021. I screwed up. It's 2001.
Yeah, I knew that too.
Yeah, it's like I think our new friend Jason would be a little upset at that title.
Yeah. The Topps was not making cards, but there's like the 03 Bowman Chrome refractors. There's the black refractors from early 2000. These are, I think, some of the best cards from the era. I've always loved Yager, and this one's in really good shape. So I just had to get it. I think it was something like 600 Canadian, which probably was an overpay, but I just love the card. So
Don't say that, Jeremy.
That's okay.
Is that why Jeremy said, sucker, when you were walking
you
away?
bought it from Jeremy. It's an overpay, but it's a good card.
Yeah.
Well,
the man knows his stuff. He's good at what he does. He's good at what he does.
To find this card centered is hard, and you never see them. So you sometimes to get really good cards, you got to overpay too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if anybody's got a Madonna they want to get rid of, let me know. Call me.
I got a question for you, Phil, about this.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you have fun?
Oh, Jesus. Every time gets suckered right into it.
If you like the episode, please leave a rating review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, if you love Baba Louie and you want to maybe, I don't know, get an apartment with them, the first step would be to support us on Patreon, join Discord, and strike up a conversation. It's very easy to do. It costs $5 a month. Just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com. Search for Hockey Cards Gongshow. There's a link in the show description, Instagram, and there's a link in Instagram and TikTok and all those other social sites, and then on
We're
our
on TikTok?
podcast apps. And yeah, I think so. We don't really do
What?
it, though.
I don't like that.
Mm.
Not for the kids.
Oh, why? We're hip. We're cool.
We're about the gram.
We're about the gram, man. We have the social media. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast is a production of Dogbox Ventures LLC. Cannot wait for you to see the show on Thursday in our night with Jason Mashra. Baba Louie, you know what to do.
Bye.
Yo, it's the Gong Show. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Wanna say them in the show. So
God.